Hey, hey. How's it going, everybody? So I thought I would kick off this little live stream with a quick look around the office, as it has been so widely requested. It's the kind of things that I have in the cases around here. So I figured I'd take you guys around. But before I do that, I wanted to give a special shout out to Maya Leith, niece of Dr. J, who is currently staying over at St. Jude's. I hope that you are feeling better very, very soon. So take care, and let's take a look, as the people wanted to know what I've got going on here. So we'll kind of start. I have things kind of laid out differently than I did in my previous office. So we'll kind of start over here, and I'll just kind of go down things. So, so here we have some autographs from people that I've, from some of the horror celebrities that I've met at various conventions. And we come to the first case. So the first case. So as you see here, so I have several collections here, just items. Now, all of the dragons in my collection I've gotten from either people have sent them to me from kind of around the world, or people have made them for me, or I found them myself. A lot of them were birthday and Christmas presents, because my friends all know that I'm a big collector, so they've gotten me them. So this is what I've collected since I was 15, is when I started collecting dragons. So this is kind of where we are. So we go down here, we've got this big old Chinese jade one, got kind of a candle incense, or I guess it was like an oil burning one. Some kind of cool ones there. I always like this guy because he hangs out on the edge, which is neat. In here, let's take a look. We'll pop that open. Have some interesting ones here. As a matter of fact, you know what'll probably help? See, I got a cool light that I can turn on. So we'll turn the light on so people can see it. So yeah, that's the big green one. That's a Michael Wellen #3. This little hanging guy was made by my late aunt, made me one of those. And of course I got some really, really cool ones. This guy, this bust over here one, is a favorite of mine. I really, really like him. He came from Africa. And just some little ones that have been picked up through the years. That big tall guy, this one, the silver one, that is a Michael Wellen #1. And a couple of other cool ones. I've gotten some blown glass dragons, which are pretty cool. And some more here. Got that, that was a birthday present. That's a knife that opens up. It's got a pretty ornate handle, which is pretty cool. And then some more down here, the larger ones, heavier ones, I kind of put down here. So that is the first case. And I will turn that light off. And then of course, the Christine poster, Big Trouble Little China, the other movie posters I like. I'm a big Carpenter fan. And then of course a number of other cool autographs that I've collected over the years. So we'll go up here. This is the second case. So here we go. We got these Ren Fair mugs. These Ren Fair mugs that were given to me by my mother-in-law, who found them. And these come from the Ren Fair in Texas in 1988, I think. This bad boy, who is one of my absolute favorites. So that was a present from an uncle of mine years and years ago. But he is the heaviest dragon I have. He weighs about 45 pounds. He's a beast. I really, really like him. And then of course, got the globe, my grandfather's globe, that I, after he passed away, that was given to me. And he passed away when I was 9. And so he had this one, so which I thought was cool. So yeah, it's neat because we discussed it with Irish Demon. A lot of the stuff that's on it is out of date, which is kind of cool. So it's just a really old globe. And then some cute dragons that my wife got me just because they're Thai and their dragons are cute. And then we go in here. Some more here, just some various dragons here. Some I've collected, some that were sent to me. Love this little guy. He came from China. I love this steampunk one, which is really cool because he's made of bronze, which is pretty neat. And then we got some more here. Love this little guy. This little right here, smallest one I own. That's how big it is. So tiny. I think that one's good. That one's gonna go. It's my smallest dragon. And then more here. Got some ornament ones that another aunt made for me. And cool knife there. And then of course, candlestick one, that's a wax dragon. So I try to get dragons of all different mediums. So I've got pewter, ceramic, acrylic, clay. Some of them are made like, you know, like the paper mache ones that are there. I like dragons of all different varieties. Yeah, I collect them. You know, it doesn't matter what, you know, what the medium is, but I think they're all really, really cool. But I'm a really big fan of pewter ones. Pewter and stone are really, really neat. And then of course, motorcycle dragon. He's kind of cool. I've had a lot of these since I was, you know, in my late teens. And then of course, up here at the top, where you can pretty much only glimpse during my live streams, got the Jason mask signed by CJ Graham. That was a wood carved dragon that was given to me for one of my birthdays. The hat the Irish Demon sent me, and there's the boomerang he sent me too. And then of course, this is the first slate I ever used on a film production when I was directing. So, but I wanted to save that. And then of course, a For the Horde vinyl clock that my wife got me. And then of course, you guys, you know, HP constantly reminding me that I need to keep writing, that I need to be writing. And of course, The Thing, my #1 favorite film of all time. There's the poster for the sequel. So got that at the premiere. And then of course, a couple of others. Got James Marsters. There's Kevin and Jason Mewes. And then of course, this is really cool. It was a paper for Silent Hill. Kind of like an advertisement thing, and saved that because I just thought it looked neat. And then of course, just various other stuff. The closet has basically boxes and stuff like this, but I don't know if you can see it. There's Master Chief's helmet. Got some old Sega games that I love to collect. My Bane mask, and a number of other stuff. Just little bits and pieces around there. And the last case is this one. So this is where the game, kind of like the gaming stuff that I collect is at. So take a look here. So at the top, this was a figure print of my tune, the only tune I've ever played in World of Warcraft. But this is a figure print when they were printing those. Got it in the second run. For my guy, but that's him, 3D printed. And of course, For the Horde, Loktar Ogar, Doomhammer, which is pretty cool. I really, really dig that. And then of course, the World of Warcraft collector's mugs, and then Viking horn that came in a loot crate, which I thought was kind of neat. Down here, we've got the board game that my friend and I made. There's a Soldier 76 from Overwatch. Another figure print that was my wife's character, and she got that. She actually won that when they first started doing it. She actually won that out of the first run. And then of course, let's see, Todd McFarlane's autograph on a WoW card, and then the Overwatch Collector's Edition over there. Bunch of interesting, just cool stuff that I've collected over the years. So I was a really big fan of Donkey Konga. I thought it was pretty cool. The Donkey Konga ones, got some limited edition face plates for the Xbox 360 when you had the changeable face plates. That one was from E3 2005, and then those ones, the Unreal Tournament one and then the BioShock one, those were both gifts when I was a store manager for GameStop. And then of course some of my favorite N64 games. And then of course there's the Big Daddy, the 2001 Launch Team Xbox, some games that I've collected that are difficult to find, and some ones that are just favorites of mine. And then, of course, the classic stuff down there. I don't know how well you can see that. Got the NES, the Sega Genesis back there, my old Game Boy Color in the case. And, of course, my N64, my Pikachu N64 is out in the garage. I got a bunch of stuff still out in the garage, which is I'm still trying to find room for it. But, I mean, it's pretty much the office. And then, of course, still have yet to hang that. My Pulp Fiction picture of Jules and Vincent. And then, of course, you guys probably remember that. That's the Garrosh images, like the 5 different little canvases all put together. But that's pretty much it. Everything else you've seen on the desk. And, yeah, I think that'll pretty much conclude it. So, yeah, that was the office to kind of give you a look around. Thought that was a good way to kind of introduce you guys to it. So let's go on to the live stream. Hey. All right. Hey, look, we're live. Oh, wow. A bunch of people in the chat. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jail. Good to see everybody. Looks like, wow, a fair amount of people in here. Let's check out who's in the live chat. That right there, that video was highly requested. Yes, Charlie Welch was the number one individual who wanted to request those and talk about just the stuff that I have going on here in the office. There's various things that I have in the cases, the stuff that's on the walls, and I'm a big collector. Unfortunately, not everything is here. There's some stuff still in the garage. I have a whole bunch of crap that's out there. But yeah, just, I'm a collector of various things that interest me. But let's go down the list and see who's in the live chat tonight before we jump into the topics, because I saw everybody talking about that rabbit image that's in the thumbnail. So yeah, there's some aftermath to talk about from the little interview that I did, the impromptu interview I did with Tom Rabbit. So first up, I see D. Elwood. Thank you so much for the super chat for £5. £5. Needless to say, the stream will partly be a celebration of the arrival of a malaria vaccine. Have fun. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat, D. Elwood, and a member of the Godless Army. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. So yeah, that is a pretty exciting time. It's amazing. A malaria vaccine. The first one approved by the World Health Organization, which is pretty badass because obviously malaria, very, very bad in some parts of the world. And the fact that an entire generation of children can be vaccinated against this, absolutely amazing. What do we say? Science fucking rules. This is what else we got here. We got Boomer in the house. Says, oh boy, here we go again. That's right. To try to do it every Saturday. But Boomer, also a member of the Godless Army. Thank you so much, Boomer. I do appreciate it. Many hanged men is in the chest. Is what's happening in this stream. We will get to that soon. But good to see you, Many Hanged. Cindy Johnson, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Christopher Music Channel says, is that the killer bunny from Monty Python the Holy Grail? Not quite. It's the Tom Rabbit bunny. Now, we will get to him soon. But good to see you, Chris Durham. Arisen 1157, good to see you. It's like, it was a bunny that did all the killing. Yes, it was. Turing Test 2, good to see you. Says, howdy, lurkers. Thank you so much for joining. Bob Nodell's Gyroscope, thank you so much. Good to see you. Robert Caslow, what's up, my Globetards? Good to see you, Robert. And I see Maximal is in the house. Says, hello, fellow eukaryotes. Finally a weekend, so I can excuse myself being here at 2 a.m. Well, I do appreciate it, Maximal. I really, really do. Thank you so much. There's Charlie Welch, the only man you never make a bet with. A member of the Godless Army as well. Good to see you, and I hope you enjoyed the look, kind of like the look at the office and what I have going on here. So thank you. I'm glad I finally had the opportunity to get that done so I could show you the stuff. And I apologize for the video being in flurf mode. I tried it at first to do it in landscape, and it was a pain in the butt. Portrait just happened to work better. I tried to do it, whatever. But yeah, there's no excuse. I shouldn't have been in flurf mode, but unfortunately I had to use it at that time. It just made it easier and faster. But I hope you all enjoyed that look behind the scenes. And who else? Wrote it no last name. Gabba Gabba, back to you. Good to see you, wrote it no last name. Bob Nodell says, will I say the 3 magic words? If you want to say the 3 magic words, you can. Although I seriously doubt he will show up. I know that I think it's either you or Clive Wells that does that. And then all of a sudden he pops in. But I don't think, ever since his last freak out, I don't think he's going to show up anymore. I think we've managed to block all of his alt accounts. Unless he's made new ones, I have no idea. I don't think he's going to show up. So it's the way it is. And I see NANA's in the house. Good to see you, NANA. And thank you, also a member of the Godless Army. I appreciate the support. And of course, NANA, you've got to get me your shipping information so I can get you your movies that you're getting for free on Patreon. We have movies that we send out every month. You get a random horror movie. So give me your shipping information so I can get you your movie. And let me see here. Commander Darklight's in the house. Good to see you. Also a member of the Godless Army and a big, huge supporter over at Week in Horror since pretty much the beginning. Appreciate the support of the podcast and here. You're amazing. So thank you so much. And who else? Tim Boldman says, trivia for sports geeks. The Dayton Dragons single A baseball team is the most successful professional sports team in the USA. Every home game from opening day 2000 has been a sellout. Badass. That's pretty freaking cool. Dig it. Good to know.
And Charlie Welch, yes, that was a very tiny dragon. I wanted to give kind of perspective. Yeah, it wasn't Flurf mode, so it was a Flurf perspective, but yeah, this super tiny little fairy dragon that was given to me years ago, and I love that little guy. I love them, my little tiny one, and then my big ass, the big ass stone dragon that my uncle got me. That I adore that guy. Although he's a pain to clean because he's stone, so it's hard to dust him. Because everything whenever I try to dust him, the little obviously the little pores and everything grab stuff. So he's kind of a pain, but I love both those dragons to death. Surf is in the house. Good to see you. It says, hi, hello all. Why is jail in Flurf mode? Yep, I apologize. I do apologize. Red Ink, good to see you. This is neat stuff. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And I'm pretty sure that shirt should have arrived to you. I got an update from Teespring. I'm hoping that the Bridge the Divide shirt that you ordered or the Bridge the Divide shirt that you won. I hope that got to you soon. Or it should be. I got a message that it was in transit, or hopefully it arrived. So, Surf. Oh, he said, what about Master Chief's helmet? Oh, that was the Master Chief's helmet from the Halo 3 Collector's Edition, the one that came in the big-ass box. So that had that, and then, so that's what that is. It's not something that I could possibly wear. And you're very welcome, Charlie Welch. My pleasure. Jack Bird says, okay, enough filler. Let's sling mud. Well, I don't know how much mud slinging there's going to be, but there's definitely going to be some updates. That's some various things, especially after the live stream with Tom Rabbit. It's nothing that Tom Rabbit did, but there is just some fallout from that, which I think. But I'll try and lay it out as honestly as I can. I don't want to throw anybody into the bus unnecessarily. So Ryan and Nance, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Archangel 3, hola, back to you. Thank you so much for joining. And I think, there's Mr. Malort, who's lurking all the way in Chicago. I see you in those bushes, good sir. I can smell the Malort. No, I actually can't smell the Malort at all because I have a sense of smell. That's a good thing. It's a good thing I can't smell the Malort. So, let's see. Grumpy Old Man Joe is also lurking. I got multiple people in the bushes, which is pretty badass. Good to see you, Grumpy Old Man Joe. Soup Kettle's here. It's 2 a.m. Who will watch as long as my tired eyes allow it. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. And who else? I think I got everyone. Surf and Riz. Yes. Well, thank you all so much for. Oh, Joe, read that again. Oh, so what do I need to do? Oh, yes, you're very welcome, Reddick. I'm glad to hear that his Bridge the Divide shirt arrived today. So awesome. Fantastic. Oh, and Bob Nodell is going to do his fucking, here it goes, Otangelo. So maybe he'll show up. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Maybe he's lurking in the chat as we speak on some friggin' on some alt that he's made. Who knows? Oh, but yeah, so good to see everybody. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the little look around the office I did beforehand. So, in relation to the thumbnail, you saw that it had Tom Rabbit's rabbit, the kind of the icon of the PFP that he uses for his channel, and he uses it on Discord as well. So, what happened? So I sat down, for those who weren't there, who didn't watch it, I sat down with Tom Rabbit and talked about his. One of the stream is worth a bunch of lurkers in the bush. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Commander Darklight. So I sat down with Tom Rabbit to talk about the video that he released, which was a recording of Darth Dawkins basically critiquing J. Robin going on to the Skeptic Generation call-in show. Oh, hey. Blowfield 20K says, was binge watching Clone Wars Bad Batch, but you're much more worthy distraction. I appreciate that. Thank you, Blowfeld. Really do appreciate that. And of course, if Otangelo comes in, you know which emojis to use because there's an emoji just for him. All of my channel members have access to the special emojis that I've created. Darth with the red duct tape, the donut earth, crying Otangelo, flying spaghetti monster. All of my members have access to those, and you will see because they're a lot of fun. I have so many more. As soon as we get more members and we unlock the next tier, I'll be able to drop all the other emojis that I've created because a lot of them are fun. So back to the story. I had Tom Rabbit on the channel, and we discussed the video of Darth critiquing J. Robin calling into Skeptic Generation, Eric and V. And it was an absolute shit show. And I had kind of a visceral reaction to because normally I watch Tom Rabbit stuff with Darth and I kind of laugh. I'm like, it's tongue in cheek. It's funny. Darth's an idiot, blah, blah, carry on with my day. This particular one got me because I had kind of a visceral reaction to it. It was gross. It was just gross to the extent of just almost unacceptability. Like I compared it to the Shelley Duvall interview where she was obviously mentally ill. She was off her medication and it was not great. It was almost like just putting up a crazy person just so we can laugh at them. And they don't realize that they're being taken advantage of. And this wasn't for Darth's sake. It was just that his behavior was just so gross in that respect. So I wanted to talk to Tom briefly just about the kind of the line of demarcation. Where do we start asking questions about the ethics there? It's like where do we go into this? And Darth can go out there and be crazy all he wants and have terrible argumentation. We can all laugh at it. That's fine. It's just that at this one point, he's just spouting. It's just like it wasn't because it's like taking advantage of the crazy person. It's like putting out this vitriol, this gross vitriol that he does, and just contributing to it, and just I wanted to talk to Tom about it. And we got into Darth transphobia. When he plays his stupid little game show, what is that on Discord? Because he's fucking gross as shit. He's just a gross human being. And so it was a good chat. It was about 45 minutes, and that was it. And then after I got done, I just basically summed it up. 15 minutes later, got off. It was only about an hour stream. Tom messaged me and said, "Hey, can I mirror it to my channel?" I was like, "Go right ahead, mirror it away." And less than 8 hours later, Tom was banned from Politics and Religion from the Discord server. Now, this is not something earth-shattering. It's not. It's like, oh, got banned from a Discord server. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, it's, and Darth's in the server. Darth hates Tom. Invariably, it's going to happen. But, the timing was a little bit suspect. There's and my concern was that Tom appeared on my channel. And if you go back and watch that video, Tom really didn't want to go into the personal shit. The illusions that I drew were kind of worse than Tom's. And I thought, for anything, I might get banned. But I didn't. In fact, as it turns out, my name didn't even come up in the conversation. So when Darth got banned, everybody kind of started changing their PFPs to the rabbit kind of in solidarity because the timing was a little suspect. But eventually I sat down with one of the admins, Blackout, and I just was like, dude, man, so you see all these rabbits, and because Blackout actually wasn't aware of what was going on because he was offline all day yesterday. So all the blowback he didn't get. So I talked with the Robert Caslow. Tom was banned from Darth's Discord. So, it's technically not Darth's Discord. The admins banned him because Darth complained. So, come to find out, it wasn't so much because of the video. My name never came up in the discussion. It wasn't about the live stream. It was just that Tom was banned because Darth just has a grudge. Now, and the way it was explained to me, it's very much like kayfabe. And kayfabe is the theatrical performance between professional wrestlers, both off and in the ring, to tell the story where these characters are not who they really are. That kind of theatrical performance, the term for that is kayfabe. And it was just the kayfabe grudge match that goes on between the two of them. Tom will invariably be back, and it's not a hitch in his programming whatsoever. He's got so many alts that are recording. Tom has ears everywhere. But that's pretty much it. That was it. So there was so Tom got banned, and I was a little worried that it was me, but invariably it wasn't. So we'll keep getting great Tom Rabbit content, and Darth can go on being the D-hole that Darth is. It's just what it is. So there was a little bit there. The reason I bring this up, even though because it's not exactly earth-shattering news, it's not exactly surprising, is that it must be said that there's a platform out there that kind of other than Tom, that relies upon Darth's antics, that dumpster fire to attract flies. And that's what it is. Just like a car accident gets rubberneckers, Darth gets rubberneckers. People who want to come along, people who want to hear, people who want to heckle, people who want to troll, whatever. Darth attracts flies, A shit show attracts flies. And that's what the Discord admins, they really rely on, is how many people come into the server just to hear his bullshit. And so that was kind of it. It was pretty much it. That was just kind of the aftermath of what went on between, Tom and the server. And I don't know if there will be further blowback, especially after I release my Cornelius Van Til video. When I take down the father of presuppositional apologetics, there might be blowback from that. But I can't wait to find out. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Robert Kess says the algorithm was being a dick again. If the algorithm is often a dick, I think it's always a dick. So, there might be a conversation going on that I'm not aware of. When the Thunder Trolls by Darth Brooks. Very, very true. And yes, Robert Caslow, Robin called all the shows. He was a tool. He was an absolute tool. And it was funny. over in T-Jump's channel, over in T-Jump's Discord server, J. Robin got up and tried to debate T-Jump and got his ass handed to him, which was hilarious. You can check that out. That video is up on Tom's channel. It's about an hour and a half because it's long, but J. Robin was just dissected. It was just beyond funny. So found that to be absolutely hilarious. All right, but other than that, so up here, I was hoping to hear back from a particular theist that I met, that I was talking to on Discord. I was hoping that he would message me because we were talking about him coming on the show so that I could talk with him. But that I don't know if that's going to happen because I think he ghosted me because he just hasn't responded anymore. But I don't know. Maybe he'll show up. Maybe he won't. Well, I guess we'll find out because I was kind of hoping in that 10 minutes, the 10-minute little opening video, we'd see him. You know, that he would pop by or he'd message me and be like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I'd get him the friggin' the link. So, yeah. Oh, Dean Kruger's in the house. Good to see you, Dean. Says DD loves him some Van Til. Yes, he does. And I can't wait to expose that. It's going to be fun. After this, I'm going to show some movies over in the Discord channel, over in the Week in Horror Discord channel. I'll show some films over there. And then I'm going to be working on it later tonight, getting that edited out so I can drop that next week. So I'm really looking forward to taking on Van Til. Just remember, in the Van Til video, if you don't have God in your worldview, you will not be able to understand anything that I'm talking about. Essentially, that's what their argument is. All right. Robert Keslow, theists be cowards. They often are. They often are, especially when they are faced with the fact that valid arguments are not always sound. So just because you can make a coherent argument doesn't mean that it is a sound argument. And oftentimes we're begging the question regarding that. So other than that, what was else? Yeah, you got the video. Oh, yes, I wanted to update on that one. And of course, the mention of the success in Africa with the new malaria vaccine, which is amazing. And unfortunately, things out there are still a little bit crazy, a little bit nuts. I will be touching up. Surprisingly, I've been out a few times with the pink beard. I do need to kind of retouch it back up because we're raising money for the Pink Fund. But I need to retouch it back up. It's kind of fading. That manic panic fades pretty quick. So I'm going to retouch this up, Jargon, before I do the Van Til video so you can see it clearly. But yeah, I think it's still pink. Does it still look pink? I think the hue is still in there. So that's pretty much it. Cool. But yeah, I'll be retouching that up before the video. But I've been out and about a little bit, and I have to say, I'm a little surprised. I've gotten some looks, especially when I first dyed it. I got some looks, but nobody's been really confrontational. Now, maybe that's because I'm me, and no one's going to come confront the guy with the beard, the bald dude with the beard. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not as worrisome out there. I did get some looks. I do get some like some sideways glances. But overall, because it's October, a lot of people recognize like, oh, cool, you're doing the pink for October. That's pretty badass. So a lot of people were saying that, which I think is pretty neat. And it kind of surprised me. So it hasn't been as negative as I thought. I think I was a little bit more fearful than I think I needed to be, just because, of where I'm living. And it was like, Pentecostal churches, Lutheran churches, Baptist churches all over the place. And I was kind of like, but then again, there's a lot of weed joints out here too. A lot of dispensaries. So like a lot. I think there's like 7 on the main street going down to downtown alone. So given that, maybe it's a little bit more progressive than I thought it was. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, got some sideways glances, but mostly a lot of support going out to this little tiny little town in the Bible Belt with pink facial hair. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat. All right, let's see what's going on. Also, I like to hear what's going on with y'all as well. What's going on with my amazing audience whose support enables me to have this channel. Robert Kessler, it's your beautiful face, painted upside down cross in your forehead. That would get some attention. It certainly would. Oh, get some like fucking Bill Moseley shit going on. House of 1,000 Corpses. BK. Yes, Bob Nodell. If this gets out, it'll be bad. 15-degree drift. Thanks, Bob. Yes, it would be. So yeah, but I like to hear what's going on with you guys, what's going on in your lives, and we have conversations about that. I'm still hoping that this theist will call me back because I really want to talk to this guy about his position. He's a non-denom, who's kind of like contacted me multiple times on my channel, or I'll go in Discord, and just trying to get my attention. And I don't know, maybe he will or he won't. Hopefully, one day I can get King Xerxes. I'd like to talk to him sometime. Let me see. So much going on. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. While I'm waiting to hopefully hear back from him. Oh, wait. No, here we go. Many Hanged Men says, well, what happened to me is I debated a Christian and he told me afterwards that I pretty much made him agnostic. I think, honestly, okay. Looking at it this way, I know that there are believers who are in the live chat. And I've always said that I have no problem with what people believe. None whatsoever. But it's when those beliefs, people think that it gives them the right to go and infringe on other people's lives, or in the worst case scenario, pass legislation that people have to live under. That's when I have a problem. Like what's going on in Texas with the abortion ban. That is problematic big time, because that is fundamentalist religion inspiring legislation, getting it around judicial review, because, and that's why they had to go around judicial review. The reason they did that is because this would have been shot down as a law, or this would have been shot down as a criminal law. That's why they turned it into a civil penalty, that the state's not going to prosecute you, but you could be sued. And as a result of being sued and losing that case, the clinic could be shut down that did the abortion after 6 weeks. So this kind of crap, this is what they have to do. This is what these individuals, these fundies have to do, is they have to make things to get around the Constitution, essentially, is what they're doing. You can't, it's so blatantly a law passed in favor of a particular belief structure. You can't do that. And the state legislation, no matter how red or whatever Texas is, the state legislation would have shot that down. But they got around it by making it a civil thing. And that's what's ridiculous. These are the tactics that they utilize. So that's where I come from. That's where the purpose of Bridge the Divide, the channel, my channel, is addressing these things, hoping to educate, hoping to spread rationality, reason, and all this stuff, so that we can hopefully bridge the gaps. That's just bridge the societal divides that religion, God, belief in God, theocracies, or theism. Bridge the divide that these things create, because it is my belief that societal division will be what ends our species. Our inability to get out of our tribalistic nature. We have to fight against that. And this is interesting. So for the older people in the chat, and I remembered. Oh, I said no. I sat down last night, a couple nights ago, and I showed my wife The Secret of Nim. So I don't know how many of you remember that animated cartoon. It was released in 1982 or 82 or 83, one of those. But it released in the early 80s. And I learned something interesting. One, Shannon Doherty and Will Wheaton both had voices in that. Obviously, Dom DeLuise was in there as well. John Carradine was the voice of the Great Owl. But Shannon Doherty and Will Wheaton both had voice work on that show, which is pretty amazing. They were the two kids, two of the Mrs. Brisby's children. They were Martin and the baby one, Teresa. And I was like, holy crap, because they were so young when they did that. And so I'm watching the movie, and there was almost a throwaway line in the scene when Nicodemus, the leader of the rats from Nim, when Nicodemus says that the reason they want to move from the Rosebush to Thorn Valley is yes, the mouse who could levitate stuff, the mouse with magical or psychic capabilities. Nicodemus decided the rats decided that they could not live stealing. Like, in essence, them stealing electricity and power was essentially them being rats. And they could not live like that anymore because they knew too much. And it almost comes off as a little throwaway line. It's like he just kind of says it, just kind of like, I wouldn't say absentmindedly, but he just kind of throws it in there. It was like, we cannot live the way we used to. We know too much. And that's kind of that hit me in a different way, because it's been like fucking 20 plus years since I've watched this movie. And it happened to come up in my Amazon feed. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to go to bed. I want to watch something cute that I haven't watched in forever. I forgot. There's some moments in that movie. It's kind of a tear jerking. It's kind of like, oh, it hits you as an adult a little bit different than it does as a kid. Still love The Great Owl. Still my absolute favorite part of that movie. But when Nicodemus says, we can no longer live the way we used to because rats are scavengers. They scavenge everything, they'll grab whatever they can. They're opportunistic and they're animals in that respect, but they can't. But Nicodemus recognizes we can't live the way we used to. We know too much because they were all hyper intelligent animals due to the experimentation from Nim. And I'm thinking about that so applies to us. And because, the cartoon, the animated feature was an adaptation of the book. You go back and read the book, and there's a lot more details in that as far as the philosophy of what the rats had come to, the conclusions they came to, and that they'd become so aware of the world and they're so aware of reality themselves that they could not rely upon their basic instincts because to do so would be just inconsistent, be incoherent. It's like, why would you rely upon these baser impulses when you know this stuff? And right there in that little book, The Secret of Nim, or in the animated feature, that is the drive. Tribalism, primitive belief, superstition, mysticism, fear of the unknown. At this point right now in our lives, hey, Thor Rasmussen, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. At this point in our lives, we know too much. Yes, there are questions we haven't answered out there, which is fine, but we know too much. We know more than obviously the greatest philosophers of the Greek era. We know more about the reality. The conclusions they drew were great, but they did not have the knowledge of the universe, the knowledge of the human body, the knowledge of the brain that we have today. I'm quite certain that if Aristotle knew that your brain actually comes to its conclusions, its decisions before you are cognizantly aware of it, because we have machines now, we have computers now that can read your thoughts before you're even aware enough to articulate them. If Aristotle knew that the brain comes to its conclusions before you're cognizantly aware of it, I think his argumentation might have been different. But you can only reason about what you can access. And he only had access to human behavior. That's it. So he has to go by what he can access, what evidence he has access to. The same thing with very, very primitive human beings who may have thought the earth was flat, rudimentary observations with no knowledge of mathematics or anything. Yeah, you may come to this conclusion that you're on a flat plane because the earth is so big. We understand that you're not anymore, but they can only come to the conclusions that they have access to. So there you go. And we know too much as human beings. We have come too far. Well, we've come extremely far. We haven't come too far. We still have light years to go, but we've come very far. We're beyond this antiquated thinking that the concepts of the base concepts of tribalism, fear of other, fear of the unknown. These concepts are old and should be cast aside. We cannot behave like that anymore. We know too much. And it hit me. I was kind of like, that was really, really cool. I really dug that. Obviously, when you're a child, you don't pick that up in 1983, 1984, but it hits, and I'm sure that any adult watching it then kind of like that I hope that, that got out there, that message got out there. But that's what I strive for. We know too much. We understand too much. We come too far to let these basic 20, 30, 50,000 year old concepts hold us back any further. That's the big thing. Now, if we could just get out of our own way, man, the places you'll go, Dr. Seuss. But man, the places we could go if we could just get out of our own way. Fingers crossed. One day, maybe not in my lifetime, maybe in one of y'all's lifetimes, but one day I'll do my little part, my little voice in the din to try and push it along, to try and get out there and, just like, boom, reason and rationality. That's what it is. I see people jump. Oh, yes, Robert Caslow. But the Bible is scientifically accurate. It's funny. I love sarcasm, especially when I can taste it. So very, very good. UKPI is in the house. Says hello, peoples, and a member of the Godless Army. I do appreciate it, UK, for the support of the channel. Says hello, peoples. Good to see you. And Soup Kettle says, only thing out of the ordinary that's going on here is waiting for the other pink beard to finish his story. I'm assuming that would be Johnny. And yes, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything. That's what he's working on right now is next fucking level. It is next level. I cannot wait for y'all to hear about it. It is something that you need to hear about. This is deeply relevant. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's going to knock your socks off. It really will. And what you think it is, I don't even think you could predict this. But yeah, I cannot wait till he comes out with what he's got. It's going to be brilliant. So, like, big time. Robert Caslow says, children getting slaughtered by bears for making fun of a bald guy is bad. The bear is a messenger of God, by the way. Yeah, bears coming out to maul children because they said, hey, Baldy, or get out of here, Baldy, is absolutely fucking serious. It's just fucking ridiculous. Tim Boldman, good to see you, says, Hammer, Hoff, Penrose have a solid hypothesis that just that the brain does not compute consciousness. The idea that I have kind of come to is that consciousness is a property of a functioning brain, much like a heartbeat is a property of a functioning heart. And that you can, like, just like you can mess with the heart, you can shock it, you can reduce electrical stimuli, and that has a demonstrable, almost predictable effect on the heartbeat itself. You can cause VTAC, you can cause ventricular fibrillation, you can do all kinds of things to the heart. But is it when you stimulate and do things to it? The same thing goes with the stomach. It's nerve impulsive thing. Like digestion is a function of a property of a functioning stomach. That our consciousness is a function of our working brain. The two are essentially, what is a heartbeat without a heart? What is a brain? What is a consciousness without a brain? Is essentially the kind of analogy there. And that you can, in an almost in virtually a predictable manner, you can affect the brain and see predictable effects in how the mind is cognizant. The effect of memory, the effect of processing, the effect of motor reflex, all kinds of things. So you can train. You can almost say, okay, he will not be able to do this, reason to this degree, or he won't be able to reason this if we do this to the brain. Like, for example, cut the corpus callosum, which I still boggles my mind how they figured that out for curing some forms of epilepsy. But you cut the corpus callosum so that the two hemispheres can't talk to each other through that. And then they have to utilize the brainstem, the cerebellum. But you cut that, separate the two hemispheres, and then you get the really cool effect of having if you put a red truck in their hand and have them cover up one eye, they can only say truck. What color is it? It's a truck. But then you put it in the other hand, cover up that eye, and they can only say it's red. Because they can. I love that. I love that's just beyond cool. So, but yeah, we can do these predictive things, and that's why I'm pretty much kind of falling into the school of thought. I agree with the school of thought that consciousness is just a property of our brain, and our brain happens to be a pretty unique structure amongst mammals. But you see that same structure in other mammals that's kind of similar, like chimpanzees, orangutans, bonobos. Recently I've been looking into the kind of studies with the what's that monkey? Capuchin monkeys, who are considered the smartest of the old world apes or the old world monkeys. And those structures, I mean, there is a level of cognizance to a degree. There's definitely sentience, the ability to react to external stimuli, but there's a level of sapience there. It's just not human sapience. It's Capuchin sapience, or chimpanzee sapience, or sapience, or cetacean sapience, whales, dolphins, octopi, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just different forms. It's just that we're the human evolution of it. They are the whale evolution of it, so on and so forth. We discussed this. I think y'all understand that as well. I'm still diving into it. There's the Turing test. There's still the idea that it's an emergent property, essentially kind of what it is. But I think the two cannot be disconnected. That I'm not a dualist. I don't think the mind exists outside the body in any capacity. There's no evidence to support the conclusion that it does. That is a hypothetical. It's like, what if the mind is more than we think? What if the mind is, that's where that leads to. But the evidence doesn't parse that out. So there's no, sure, you can hypothesize that, but there's no reason to think that it is a possibility or conclude that it is with no evidence to even support the possibility. especially when we know that the brain comes to conclusions before we're even cognizantly aware of it. Just as a process, as a kind of organic computer, the way it works. So, Robert Kessler says, but consciousness isn't a true force. Wait, getting flat earth mixed up. Yeah, getting flat earth mixed up in it. Mr. E-Man, good to see you, says JL. I have a condition known as split brain right cross dominance. It has a similar effect of what you're talking about. It's it's cool. I mean, I know it's problematic in some cases, but I think it's just the function of the brain is wild. Neuroplasticity is amazing. And you see it in virtually any, like the vast majority of animals. You see neuroplasticity is fucking cool. Just the way the brain can adapt and rewire itself in order to accommodate. This is how stroke victims are able to regain their functionality. Neuroplasticity. Beyond fucking cool. It's just really, really neat. Just an amazing product of evolution, which I think is cool as hell. All right. UKPS says, I just binge watched the Omen trilogy. Forgot how good it was. Oh, especially with Sam Neill. Sam Neill was in part 2. And I think part 2 and part 3. Great. So, God, I love Sam Neill. He's a great actor. What was this? Surf says, I should put socks on so it doesn't knock my feet off instead. Yep, very true. Get those socks on. Thor Rasmussen. And member of the Godless Army. Thank you so much. Thor says, take on my socks so I'm ready to get them knocked off by Johnny O. Yep. Get those socks on because Johnny O is gonna rock you. It's gonna be badass. Mr. E-Man says, I did have a lot of help to overcome this condition. It was not easy for my family. I can imagine. That would be a struggle. And look at that. And that's awesome that you had the support structure that you needed to get through that. That's pretty badass. So that's awesome. I'm glad you're able to get through that because, while neuroplasticity is awesome and allows us to regain functionality in certain, with certain brain trauma, it's not easy. It takes time. Time, effort, and it's frustrating and aggravating. And sometimes you just want to throw the towel in. But man, when you've got that support structure at home and you've got the people behind you pushing you, it's really, really awesome. So congratulations on that. Fantastic. Tim Boldman, put a strong magnet behind your skull and experience the visual perception changes. Fun stuff. I thought it was really cool. Something that is really neat that I learned is that you got your keys, right? Your car keys, and I have a remote deal. Obviously, I can unlock my car from a remote. But if you've ever lost your car, like if you can't remember where you parked, or if you see you're looking in the sea of cars outside, like when you're shopping at Christmas, you're like, where the hell is everything? I can't find it. One thing that's really neat is that it has a little RF in it, a little signal that you hit it, and that you can beep your car, like beep beep, you can hear what it is. If you can't find your car, and you're beeping it, and you're like, you're too far away. You can actually put the fob under your chin, okay? Tuck it up underneath your chin and use it that way. And your head will act as a booster to the RF signal because of the way your skull is designed. Because the way, don't mean design. I'm not trying to go in that direction. Because the way the skull has evolved, and where the water sits in it and the hollow works up there, the RF signal comes up, hits the fluid in your brain, the cerebrospinal fluid, and it acts as a liquid medium, and it actually boosts the signal by about 5 to 10 feet. So you can, if you think you're nearby but you can't find your car, just use that, and that will boost the signal a little bit so that you can, so you can find your car if you're too far away from it. I thought that was kind of neat. Just one of those little things, kind of. Let me see. Robert Katz says, Plothole doing a live stream tonight. I thought Plothole did his live stream last night. Plothole says the aftermath. Yes, we talked about it. The aftermath from the Tom Rabbit video that I did. Mr. Moore says, I don't think so. Mythbusters did this. I tried it. I tried it myself. Now, maybe it was just me. I don't know. But I've tried it. I deliberately walked far away from my vehicle to where my signal wouldn't work. No matter what I was pressing, the car wouldn't trigger. And then when I put it up, tucked it up underneath there, and I hit it, it did. So I don't know. Maybe. I'm saying it worked for me. So that's all I can confirm. So I have not like I've done double blind studies in respect, but or had my results peer reviewed. But it worked for me. I heard the advice. It worked for me, and so hey. Bob Nodell says maybe Flurf should do that to start their brains. Thorman, UKPI says, no, I'm not believing the key under cheek trick. Not under your cheek, under your chin. Under your chin. Use the RF. Use the, I don't know. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it worked. It worked for me. I held my key out and got far enough away to where the signal wouldn't catch my car anymore. And then I tucked it up underneath my chin and I hit it. And my car automatically picked it up. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. I could keep trying and testing. It seemed to work for me. Maybe it was because, I don't know, moisture in the air. I know there's a lot of variabilities. I'm just saying possibly it worked for me. So, Plothole says, Darth hide out at the Legion of Doom and cry about it. It was, yeah, he essentially cried to Blackout. And I'll tell you what, let's do this. So Ryan and Nance, awesome, says, it does work, and there's a scientific reason why. Saw it on Kyle Hill's channel. There you go. So, I don't know. Mythbusters? Not sure. But if, you know, I thought it was cool. That's just all. One of those, you know, I guess a life hack. I think it was a life hack video that I saw it on. Soup Kettle says, I am yawning. Tired, not bored. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Edison Carter says, if you put it near your temple, it works better. I did it with a nearly dead battery in key fob, and it worked versus under the chin. Ah, interesting. Okay, very cool. All right. Oh, so I went in through an invite to the plot hole, so that you guys just don't have to be staring at this ugly mug the entire time we're here. So, and I can fill them in on some stuff, and of course we can get some maybe some details about what plot hole's going to release. Maybe he'll give us a little teaser, but I'm really curious. But that's up to him. But we'll bring him on and see what's going on with him, and check in with Johnny O. Make sure that the girls over there, Erica and Jocelyn, are doing. How to see how they're feeling, how they're if they're doing okay, since they both had COVID. So we'll check in with them. And this theist has still not messaged me. Bums me out. I was hoping he would, because I wanted to have kind of a chat with a theist on my channel. I mean, the diesel one went so well, and I'd like to chat with him again, or I would chat with at least another theist, just to kind of get their takes. So I'm not, so we don't have to repeat the same stuff over and over again. Robert Caslow says, would the key fob thing work with beer goggles? Maybe better. A lot of sloshing up in there. Bob Nodell says, JL, you mentioned moisture in the air. Is there a film of fluid around the brain? Just thinking out loud here, could be wrong. I believe there is within the sac, the sac that contains the brain, I believe, is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. With that. It's like a combination, like blood and cerebrospinal fluid, I think, is what's in the sac around the brain. And then, of course, in the areas of the back of the brain, like that, there's also cerebrospinal fluid running through there, down into your spinal column. So I'm pretty sure that there is. Now we're into a neurophysiology course. Let me look at something real quick while we're waiting for Johnny. So, just like there's a sac around the heart, there's a sac around the brain, which is called the dura mater, is a thick membrane made of dense, irregular connective tissue that surrounds the brain, and the spinal cord is the outermost of 3 layers of membrane called the meninges that protect the central nervous system. As in meningitis, which is a bacterium that affects that area of the brain, which affects the meninges. And then, of course, the dura surrounds the brain, and the spinal cord envelops the arachnoid matter, which is responsible for keeping in the cerebrospinal fluid. It is derived primarily from the neural crest cell population with postnatal contributions of the paraxial mesoderm. Interesting stuff. But yes, the dura mater. So there you go. A little bit of info. Oh, UKPI for £2. Thank you so much for the super chat. UKPI says £2 for a new key fob battery. And I appreciate that more than you know, because I actually may need one here pretty soon. And I have to ship away for them because of the way, Hyundai does their fobs. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very much. Alpha K91 says, I watched J Robin and T-Jump go at it on Discord the other day. Blood on the floor. Yes, sir. And good to see you, Alpha K91, a member of the Godless Army. I do appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for the support. And yes, J Robin got royally reamed. Just gaped by T-Jump. At a certain point, it kind of descended. T-Jump was kind of trolling him there towards the end because he knew he had him. But yeah, it was it was rough. And Many Hangmans is going to go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Have a good rest, Many Hangman. Many Hangman, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh, our catches my key fob battery charges in the ignition. That's awesome. I needed something like that. I really do. Omniorus Boros, good to see you. Thanks so much for popping by. Says, I know Arita Menanges. Yes. Interestingly enough, J. Robin, aka Darth Light, the Diet Coke of Darth, just 1 calorie, not Darth enough. We took on T-Jump over in T-Jump's Discord server and got just smashed. His argumentation was bad. Going up against Precept going up against T-Jump, not wise. I think he was just doing it just to try to be like, ha, look at me. And I think we were listening to him, and at one point there was kind of a delay in his response. We think that Darth may have been. Not saying this is the case. Nobody jumped to conclusions. It seemed like the way he was talking, it seemed like he was being fed answers, most likely from Darth, because he just swings off of Darth's sack like like a remora off a shark or a tick, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, it was a shit show, and T-Jump handed him his ass on a platter, which was hilarious. Oh, there he is. Boom! Welcome, Johnny.
What up? How's everybody doing?
Was doing good. Yes, Alpha Kennedy won. It was not wise. It was not wise to do that. And I hear that he was bitching about it. Of course, he was running around politics and religion screaming, I won, I defeated T-Jump. And everyone was like, not a single person around was like, yeah, you got to know. Everyone was like, dude, shut up.
Here's the thing.
He was embarrassed.
Here's the thing. I have to agree with J. Robin. The reason why I agree with J. Robin is because there's no reason why anyone should ever debate J. Robin. The second that T-Jump decides to entertain a debate with J. Robin, he's already lost. We have all lost.
There's nothing to be gained from watching this interaction.
From this. I mean, J. Robin is
what is it? The Alien versus Predator tagline? No matter who wins, we all lose.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. People like to see people beat up on Darth Hawkins clones and Darth Hawkins sycophants and Darth Hawkins ball washers, but
like a goose trying to swallow.
The only thing that T-Jump should have pressed J. Robin on is how salty Darth Hawkins balls are.
I do love it when eventually he's trying to explain things, and at least T-Jump will give him like 5 or 6 opportunities to understand what he's saying, and then he just gets fed up, and he's like, okay, look, you're too stupid to understand this, so I'm not trying to. It's like I'm trying to explain this to you. You're too dumb to explain it, or too dumb to understand it. I'm tired of trying to explain it to you. I love that shit. Just because you see, his patience is wearing thin. Okay, now you're just an idiot, and there's no point.
Well, but here's the thing: it's not as if we didn't already know this about T-Jump.
Nothing. I just.
Oh,
I'm sorry, not T-Jump. About J. Robin. My son, he's just being silly. Sorry, it's not like we didn't know this about J. Robin already. You know what I mean? We all know what he is. Oh, what happened? Oh, there's a puppy and a princess. Say hi.
Hey. How you feeling, Munchkin?
This one is all better.
Yay.
She's having something. I don't know what she's doing. Making a mess that I'll have to clean up later, which is okay.
Let's jump to this real quick while you're putting it. Let's see. Robert Castle says, have you looked into the Dominion movement the conservative Christians have made? I have not. And let's jump to that subject in here a moment. I'm kind of curious because the second time Robert's mentioned it, I am very curious. Alf Cannon once says, yes, like a lamprey. That's the animal I was looking for. He's like a lamprey on Darth's bloated catfish. Just Johnny's that look, just like an ooze producing lamprey, just sucking at the swollen girth of Darth's bottom feeding underbelly. Edison Carter says it's essentially the water hydrogen that vibrate from radio energy and reinforce radio signal of the fob. Also, why holding old wire hanger on OTA TV was better than letting go. Very good point. We were talking about the trick where if you put the key fob under your chin,
yeah.
So essentially, that's
because of all the fillings.
no, that's when the aliens are trying to talk. That's
that's
incoming
right.
signal, not outgoing signal.
That's right.
That's how that works. Tim Bolden says my best Mick Jagger voice. I don't know how to do Mick Jagger.
Well, no.
Am I Darth enough? I don't know.
That's pretty close. No, thank you. I'm good.
No. Woo! I can't do a Mick Jagger woo.
I don't think Mick Jagger can do Mick Jagger anymore.
Soup Kettle says Dos Birdos La Pinko. I'm not sure that's how that.
Yeah. I had it this is like at the third time of dying, and I think it's finally got some.
I have to touch mine up. You can still see the hue, but
it looks like I'm holding a troll doll right now. Actually,
it does. I think me as well.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. I got to touch mine up because the hue is going. This now I get why Manic Panic was so popular because it washes out relatively quickly. So
yeah, so that's why I've got a semi-permanent in as well. That's all Manic Panic is semi-permanent, so it comes out pretty quick.
Let's see. Bob Nodell says the plot hole. Hey there, good sir. Good to see you.
What's up, Bob? Good
Ben
to see
Schwartz
you,
says
Gyroscope.
Ben Schwartz says J. Robin does have one of the ultimate smooth voices. Yeah, too bad he's dumb.
He's a fucking idiot. That ruins it for me.
Alpha K91 says I call what J. Robin does Darth Barf.
Yep.
Mr. E-Man says don't argue with a stupid person. They will always drag you down to the level and beat you with experience. This is true.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That's why I gotta agree with J. Robin that T Jump lost that debate because we all lost that debate.
Yeah. UKPI says still waiting for T Jump. Steve McRae debate would be great. God, that would be a shit show.
Why?
Both of them are like Tennessee pine knots. They're not going to give any ground to either one. It's going to be it's a head-on collision. It's literally
what did they have to debate about?
Right.
I mean, just because we have two people who like to debate doesn't necessarily mean we should put them together to debate. Right? We
just because your sides are so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Exactly.
Robert
Caslow, what we have to gain from that, other than a shit show.
Robert Caslow says J. Robin is DD 1.0. DD 0.5, maybe.
I think maybe DD Windows 97 edition.
Trevor Lund, thank you so much for popping in. Says, as I've said before, J. Robin's tongue is so far up Darth, what he says is tainted. Yeah.
No, he just has Darth doo-doo all up in his mouth. Just regurgitated Darth shit. That's all it is.
Bob Nodell says, but can you move like Jagger? No. I
not on purpose.
Maybe if there was a wild animal chasing me, I could move like Jagger, but I'm not doing it on command. It's definitely it's definitely an involuntary thing, not a voluntary thing. Yes, essentially Human Centipede. Darth is at the front and J. Robin is in the middle. So, and then Toadlock is probably at the back.
Oh, they're all so far up his ass.
Yep. So
what was that movie where you had what was it? I have to think about it, but it's like you have the main bad guy that just lets all the sycophants spoon off him for a little bit, and then he just sits there in his throne. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
So, gonna go for it's in the house. Good to see you. Gonna go for it. Says finally caught you live. As for a T. Jump McRae debate, topic could be the definition of atheism. They could go on that for an hour. Whether you use the Stanford Encyclopedia, the SEC definition, or you use the colloquial definition. God, that would just be.
But what would be the point? Is my question. What would be the point? Does
what
it really matter?
Gain?
Yeah. Does it really matter? That's why I very rarely participate in debates. I mean, I'll do the Week in Horror stuff because, it's fun. It's like fun. You know what I mean? That kind of thing is just fun. But when it comes to I won't debate flat Earth. I just won't do it. There's no point. There's nothing to learn. Right. I won't debate God versus not God because no matter what anybody says, nobody is going to change anyone, even outside of the debate, on their opinions and views. It's just not going to happen.
That's not true. I've convinced people.
Again, if you look at the amount And if you look, most of these debates are just like theists and atheists flexing their egos.
True.
And it's just nothing to gain. Nothing. It's just not worth it for me. Having an actual intellectual conversation debate about something that is important, and it being a cordial exchange, and having the opportunity to actually present a point and see something change. I don't know.
No, I agree. Let's see here. I saw Trevor Lund says, to make myself feel younger, I remember that Mick Jagger is 78 years old. Yes, very true. And
wait a minute. So you said that Darth Dawkins, he went to the Legion of Doom and was crying about it.
Oh, yes, I will. I will
black out.
I'll clarify that here in just a moment. Bob Nodell says, I moved like Jagger on the way home from the pub. Ugly German Truth, good to see you. Ugly German Truth says, oh, JL Warren, this is an aftermath stream. Have they finally prohibited that devilish number stuff? Good. The aftermath of the Tom Rabbit interview, when Tom Rabbit came on my channel to talk. So the aftermath of that, which was not exactly earth-shattering or surprising. I just wanted to give the community an update as to what was going on there. And I see we have some new people here, so I will cover it. Daryl M., good to see you. All right. Hopefully your limited edition mug that you won over on Week in Horror should be coming shortly. Hopefully. Mugs don't take that long to print, but then again, fucking shipping lately. Damn.
Teespring has been weird. I still have stuff I got notification that I think Limey Play got his stuff. I know Creaky got his stuff. He was wearing his shirt on his last video, but there's stuff for like Cygnus. This stuff is still in production. It's been in production for like fucking weeks.
I don't know, man. So, Daryl M., good to see you. I said I hope you get your mug here pretty soon, and thank you for popping in. And Robert Caslow, cordial bah. That's watching paint dry. Dumpster fires are fun. They attract
like I said,
they attract a lot of flies.
They do. Like I said, people like to watch it. I don't. I was speaking from my own. I don't like watching. I don't like participating as a debater in a dumpster fire. I'll moderate a flat Earth debate. I'll moderate a dumpster fire to keep it from being a dumpster fire from
That's it. Somehow that's even worse, because then you have to sit here and listen to all this bullshit. You can't say anything.
That's not true. That's not true. So as a moderator, I am allowed to challenge what both sides. I can see that's the beauty part. I get to challenge both sides.
Oh, also true. Very true. And Daryl, I'm your right. It's a long way to Australia. Hopefully that will get there ASAP. And Mystique, good to see you. Peekaboo, Ghost, and Peekaboo. Thank you so much for coming in. Redding says, debating Darth and minions may not be about changing their minds. A fool's errand. It definitely quixotic in that. If you definitely are tilting at windmills, trying to do that. But it may be showing how rotten their views are. That is the key, is exposing what poor argumentation, what logical fallacies look like. That's this point. It's the audience, because I've told many times, you don't debate for the interlocutor, you debate for the audience.
Right,
is the point.
But even still, especially if you're debating Darth Dawkins, there's no, because he'll just mute you once he gets to the point where he can't debate. And he's I've debated several people where we disagree, but I don't.
You're not understanding.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that's total bullshit. You may have debated people that you couldn't mute, or you didn't mute because they didn't. I don't know. They followed your script enough to make you think that they were being whatever he wanted them to be. But no, I'm sorry. It's the second he gets, like, again, I keep going back to those debates he had with Leophilus,
right?
And trying to say he was behaving badly. How the fuck was he behaving badly? There was no bad behavior on Leo's part, none whatsoever. Even when T-Jump debated him, T-Jump, I mean, he's direct, but he's not. I wouldn't say he has bad behavior. And then Darth, you're a liar. You're just
that's
lying.
That's Darth. That's
my point. That's my point.
You could hook Darth up in a 10th grade classroom and use him to put shit up on the screen. He projects so fucking well.
Right.
So Ryan and Ann says, I have not received the sticker and bonus gift yet. Could it be because of the shirt thing? Maybe. I'll keep an eye on it and try to make sure that I get these out to you guys. I hate it when things take so long. But
is that coming from spring? That's spring, right?
It's coming from spring, exactly.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's some cargo boat issues out there that's causing issues in the supply chain. I don't know. I wish Teespring was a little bit more. It's pretty much all in line. So I tried calling Teespring customer service one time, couldn't get anybody. It's like the whole thing just runs online. And as far as I know, I have no clue. So I wouldn't even know who to talk to. But if they're having a supply chain issue because of the cargo ship issues that are currently going on, who freaking knows? But I guess we'll find out. Edison Carter says, ugly German truths, but dumpster fire is getting tiredly overused. Yeah, it was so used it even changed its name to modern day debates.
Oh, shit.
Robert Caslow says Darth should debate Shannon Q to show off his mental acumen again. Throw me.
He is still hang on a second. He is still participating in that debate.
Oh yeah, he's still there. He hasn't left that moment.
No. He is still participating to this day. That's been almost 2 years.
Right.
It's been almost 2 years since that debate, and he's still arguing with her. Shannon's been picked up, and she moved out of that house a long time ago. She was done with it the second it was over. Second she got off modern day debate, she was done with that debate. But this fool, to this day, what does he call her?
Shannon Q Duck Lips.
Shannon Q Duck Lips, another one. Miss Teen something.
Yeah, Miss Teen, some other bullshit. But I mean, I heard him recently, and he always goes Miss Shannon Q Duck Lips. And then he for the ones he really hates, he's got nicknames for Matt Dillabloviator, Shannon Q Duck Lips, Eric Permboy. He said some pretty heinous shit about V over Skeptic Generation, which is Eric's fiance. It's just
you JL Slanderer Warren.
Well, I mean, there's many slanders Warrens, but I am PhD from Dunning-Kruger University.
Oh, I wonder what I am.
Who knows? But yeah, I am PhD from Dunning-Kruger University. He used that a bunch of times on me. So, let me see here. So yes, Robert Caslow. Australia doesn't exist. That's why it's taking so long. It's just airdropped to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Boomer, good to see you. Thanks so much. And another member of the Godless Army. You do appreciate it. For those of you, I keep saying member of the Godless Army because number one, I love my channel supporters. Thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you. And number two, channel memberships are available on my channel, obviously, because you're seeing people with channel memberships. And you get access to all of the very cool emojis for being a channel member. So consider it if you like. If you want to support what I do here, support me doing these live streams and stuff, and bring cool guests on. Like, actually, he's over here. He's not over there. He's over here. So like Johnny O, and doing cool stuff like this, and of course trying to get other theists or people I can talk to. If they would say, "I'm going to come on your channel," and they're like, "Okay, bring on the channel," and then they ghost my ass. They don't want to come on. I'm like, "Come on, people, come on."
Yep.
Come on, man.
They probably have to clear with Darth Dawkins first. Hey, Darth, is it okay
Maybe.
if I go to BJ? Don't do that. He's a liar and a slanderer.
I demanded a public apology before you go on and face him. Like, what the fuck?
Why? What did we do that was so heinous there, Mr. Darth?
Boomer says hanging out with a buddy and told him, hold on, I have to mess with Pinkbeard. Yep, that's me. And it will be pinker. I intend to dye this again before I finish. Yeah, I tend to dye this again before I shoot the Cornelius Van Til takedown. I'm so looking forward to dropping that. I cannot wait for the waves that will make. I feel like this is the biggest rock I've thrown in the pond. It's gonna be fun.
I'm throwing a pretty big rock in the ocean myself.
Yeah, this is true. We'll get to that. We will get to that. So first and foremost, let me clarify this.
Yep.
Yes, there was a little bit of aftermath from what happened with Tom coming on my live stream. The aftermath was that, initially the aftermath was Tom got banned from PNR and just kicked off the server.
Tom got banned from politics and religion for going on your show?
Well, that's what we initially thought because the timing was suspect, but I didn't want to assume because the reason I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Tom got banned? That's messed up. So, because essentially what happened was Tom came on the channel, and then we finished, and then Tom mirrored the video over to his channel. I was like, okay, cool. He was like, go ahead, mirror you all you want. So then, less than 8 hours later, I go into Discord, and I've got a message from Tom, and Tom says, "It looks like I'm gonna get banned off the server." And then a few minutes later, he got banned, and then, what was it? He said, "It looks like I'm gonna get banned off the server." Then he dropped the transphobe deal where Darth is playing What Is That?
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing I knew, Tom was banned. So it seemed very suspect that it was the content that was getting him banned from the server. But apparently what it was, I actually pulled Blackout aside. I found him, was like, dude, we got to chat. Is the reason he got banned, the reason that Darth was pissed? Because we all knew Darth complained, Tom got banned. The question was it because he came on my channel? Because it could be honestly said, and I'll take full blame, some of the illusions that I made on that channel were worse than anything Tom did. So if anybody should be punished for that video, it should be me. Ban me from PNR, not Tom, because Tom just agreed to come on my channel and talk. But apparently I don't matter that much. I don't rate, which is fine. That's all good. But Darth has such a fucking mad on for Tom that he went after him. And a lot of things were brought up. The video that Tom was on was not brought up. My name never came into it. And it was just Darth just basically flexing. He was pissed at Tom. He wanted to take it out, demanding, says, oh, ban him or I'll leave or whatever. And so Tom got banned. It's not going to hurt Tom one iota. He's got eyes. He's got ears everywhere. He's like Negan.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this once. Blackout is a bitch. You heard it. And you can take this to the bank, Blackout. You're a bitch for fucking bending your knee. You might as well gargle all of Darth Dawkins' balls. Well, if this gets me kicked out of fucking R&R, PNR, your stupid bullshit fucking servers, so fucking be it. I don't care. You're a fucking bitch. Point blank period. I'm not done yet, JL. Okay, I look, I don't generally rant about people, but when you allow someone like Darth Dawkins to have free reign in your server, dude, I mean, my goodness, how far up the ass are you going to take it, Blackout? My goodness, Darth Dawkins fucking steamrolls everybody. He gets everything he wants. He cries like a little bitch, and you bend backwards for it. What is he? Are you on the payroll? Does Darth Dawkins pay you for this shit? It better be a giant fucking check for you to take all 2 inches of his dick in your ass and while slobbering his balls. You're a piece of shit. Blackout, go fuck yourself, you fucking child.
Yeah. So I spoke with Blackout and just got the information like that. And from what I gathered is it was very much that this whole bullshit is very much kayfabe. And it's the theater of it. It's just the grudge match. It's, The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin is essentially what this is. And so I was like, okay, I get that.
Yeah, but that was entertaining.
And And Blackout is just in it for the numbers, which is why when we're in a chat with a bunch of people, Blackout will instigate. He'll stir the pot deliberately. But when I'm sitting in a room alone with Blackout and there's nobody doing anything, Blackout and I can have a conversation like normal people. And he doesn't say any of the inciting, incendiary shit that he usually says. When I'm in a room with a bunch of people with him, he'll say this shit just to get shit going. He's an instigator because he's interested in the flies. He wants the flies. He wants the popular server. He wants activity. He wants people going off on each other. He wants big rooms filled with people. He wants lots of stuff in the voice chat. That's what he wants. Because it's not like he's making money off of it. He's not. All the Nitro purchases go directly to Discord for the functionality of the server. But other than that, you got a popular Discord server. So?
Yeah, right. That's my point. That's my point. I just don't understand why you would bend over backwards for somebody as toxic as Darth Dawkins for a Discord server. You're not even making money. I could understand if you were WNBC and you were making all shit tons of fucking ad revenue, but you're not.
Or like me, like my Discord channel, I use it to promote the podcast.
Right.
And myself and everything and promote us. So all of us are on there, but we use it as a marketing tool to lead people to the Discord, to lead people and reinforce the podcast.
Right.
So but the Discord itself doesn't bring us anything.
No,
in fact,
Discord
I spend more money,
right.
for a thing. So yeah, I get it. It's for the numbers, but that was pretty much the modicum of a little bit of blowback from Tom, the whole situation. It seemed a little suspect because of the timing. It seemed that he was banned because of the video. Turns out Blackout says that he wasn't. It was just the usual kayfabe bullshit between Darth and Tom. But this is not going to hurt Tom in any way. Tom has eyes everywhere. He has ears everywhere. He's got more alts than I don't know. I don't know somebody who has a lot of alts.
I mean,
but he has more alts than Otangelo. He has more alts than Otangelo. We'll just say
that's a lot of alts.
That's a lot of alts.
But that's why I just don't understand why you would bend your knee to that fucking asshole, because it's not. I mean, he's left before, and the server's still there.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see. Yes, Boomer, you're right. Rest in peace stages. Yep, ever since they stopped the Discord stage discovery, because it just was out of control. They're hopefully they're going to do something different, but as far as right now, if you do a stage on Discord, you're only accessible to the people who are already members of the server. That's it. So they can't do Discovery Beyond, which kind of blows. FTFE said that you were the Sherman that won. FTFE Robert Caslow says FTFE said that you were the Sherman that won about another flurf he was debating about a week ago. Dope as fuck. I have maybe I'm reading that wrong. No, said that you were the Sherman that won about another flurf he was debating about a week ago. Sherman that won? I have no idea. Oh, sperm that won. I think this was autocorrect. Oh yes. So that was FTFE saying that a person he was debating was the sperm that won.
Robert Caslow. Okay, because you said that a minute ago that he was. Somebody said was okay. I get it. All right. Yeah. Yep. Now, all right. Picking up what you're putting down. Yep.
Bob Nodell says Robert Caslow, absolutely. He even ate a couple of bananas without peeling the first. That's the kind of mentality we're dealing with when it comes to FDS. What is FDS?
Latter-day Saints. He's a real piece of shit. Look, I don't. This is one of the reasons why I've lost all respect for James and what happens over at Modern Day Debate.
Wait, Latter-day Saints?
Yeah, this Latter-day Saints guy is a piece of shit.
A flat Earth Mormon?
It's not even that he's a flat Earth Mormon.
Flatter than magical underwear? What?
Yeah, pretty much. The fucked up thing was, like, in his opening argument, he made like 3 to 6 anti-Semitic, anti-trans, hateful fucking comments when he was supposed to be presenting evidence. So fuck that guy.
I will give this. I had a beautiful moment over in Discord the other night. I got to trigger a white supremacist. So much fun. It's so much fun, and it's so rewarding when you trigger the fuck out of them. When you start questioning their ideology about how much they hate Jews and, Jews are this, like that. And then they're coming off all like, they're political and they're trying to come off all calm and like collect, this is the evidence and blah, blah, blah. Then you start like digging into it, just piece by piece, just start picking away at it. Tink, 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 tink. And you realize the big ass cracks are in it. And then you say that one line that triggers the fuck out of them. They start like just freaking out, screaming in the microphone like they're eating their mic. And then you just be like, yeah. Server mute. That was easy. That was just too easy. So I love triggering me some white supremacists, bunch of assholes.
MDD is supposed to be an accepting platform, as they should address. They should have addressed those comments. They should have, and they didn't. As far as I know, they may have afterwards, but I don't think they did. I think they let him get away with that. Whoever was moderating, I forget what her name was. But whoever was moderating yesterday didn't say 2 shits about the transphobic and the anti-Semitic bullshit that came up. Yeah. Not one thing. Fuck that shit. I don't mute that Matt, kick that bastard off. And that's my point. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? I get why Modern Day Debate does it, because at least he makes ad revenue and super chats off that shit. But why are you gonna let that shit go on in a Discord server?
Yeah. Robert Biter. Let me know if I got that wrong. But Robert Biter, I'm inclined to say Biter. Robert Biter says, "Hell's bells. What have I walked in on?" Thank you so much for joining us, Robert. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And Reddick says, "Yeah, this black guy seems pretty corrupted." I wouldn't say it's a matter of corruption. I think that he's pretty transparent, that he's only interested in the numbers. He doesn't care about the position. He himself I think he's Eastern Orthodox. But he doesn't care about the debate. He doesn't care about the debate. He doesn't care about the arguments. No one's ever going to change his position. He just wants the shit show, because the shit show makes a popular Discord server. Popular Discord server makes him feel like a big man. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Edison Carter says he throws a grenade into the room and waits for the foot traffic, essentially. Yep.
So Blackout does the same dumb shit that Nathan Thompson does.
Robert Caslow says, "What is an alt? An alt account. Alternative, like an alternative account. Just like it's a game, I think originally was a gaming term where you have one primary character that you play, and then you have alts that you play, like alternate characters. I remember hearing that back in 2003 with before that, EverQuest.
Yeah, I was going to say that's an EverQuest, I think.
Where you have your
started
main,
with EverQuest.
And then you have your main, and then you have your alt. And then, of course, here you have alt accounts or sock accounts, which are just accounts that you slip into real fast, so you can just be other accounts really fast. But you have your main, and then you have a bunch of alts. So I did do that for a little while. I had a bunch of alts on Discord because Darth kept banning me. But once he banned all my alts, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with my normal one. So because now I'm a room mod, and he can't get rid of me, and he doesn't have kick power anymore, which is great. UKPS at Discord still pisses me off. I guess I'm just a boomer. Yeah, it pisses a lot of us off, and we're not all boomers. So
That's not a boom. That's not a boomer thing. It pisses a lot of people off.
Fred Knott says to trigger white supremacists, just point out that Jesus wasn't white. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Robert Caslow, is Discord the same as live chat? No, not necessarily. It's kind of, but it's pretty much the only people who engage are the people who are members of the server itself.
Right.
So it's essentially what it is. Reddit says MDD is supposed to be an accepting platform. They should address those comments. They should. They did, yeah, but they didn't do it when Nathan Thompson was harassing kids. And they just essentially platformed him while he was going around screaming at kids kids at recess. They didn't address that. They're just in it for and not to mention, they pay Nathan to be on the show. That should be said.
Okay, look, folks, this is how you can stop that bullshit. Stop super chatting and stop watching with Nathan Thompson on. Period. That's the only way you're gonna stop James from doing that dumb shit. If Nathan Thompson shows up and there are 0 people to watch,
right?
That's it. Because James has made it clear the only thing he cares about is making money, which is fine. That's fine. And he should be honest with. He should be just flat out say, "Look, guys, I'm here to make money and make money. Period. I don't care how I do it. I don't care how I make the money, but I'm here to make the money." And
it's okay to be a whore. It's okay to be a whore, James.
Just
I'm a whore.
Just accept it. Just come out and say, hey, "I'm a whore."
I'm a total whore.
I'm a hooah.
I'm a whore. I'm a whore. No, that's what I am. I'm a whore.
I'm a whore. I'll do anything for $1.
I just, come on. It's like I am Nicole Kidman in that, when Ewan McGregor just throws the money down. I've paid my whore. That's me. Only I'm not dying of tuberculosis. But I got no problem with that. I'll shill my shit all day long. I'll shill other people's shit all day long.
I'll do anything.
Welcome to America. Embrace it. What's it Brad Pitt said? Brad Pitt said in Killing Them Softly.
Oh, I forget. I've seen that movie once.
It's like, great, fuck you, pay me. the fuck you, pay me.
No,
that was also in Goodfellas.
Yeah, that's Goodfellas.
Yeah, but he was talking about I think Brad Pitt was referencing that whole idea of being in America, but that was also from Goodfellas as well. Because Brad Pitt had 2 scenes, the fuck you pay me, and then the Goodfellas, it was Robert De Niro who was telling that. It was just like, or was it Robert De Niro? Or no, was it? Was it Ray Liotta? Was it Liotta given that?
Yep.
I thought
he was talking about just the time when he had Paulie buy out the bar.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the business is slow. Fuck you, pay me. Oh, your kids are sick. Fuck you, pay me. Yeah. Yep.
There was what was the Brad Pitt had a similar line in Killing Them Softly.
Bob Nadel's Gyroscope brings out another point. This is FDS brought up in a roundabout way a certain event that happened 20 years ago. Yeah, he did. He called it 8/12 or something like that. The month before September and the day after the day before the 12th, some shit like that. Yeah, talking about how that was a hoax and all that shit. I was like, dude, fuck this guy. There are certain people that don't need to be platformed.
Oh, that event, kind of national event. Yes. Fucking asshole. Robert Caslow, I'm a dirty, dirty little girl. I think he just wanted me to say that, so I'll say it for you because I'm a whore like that. I'm a dirty, dirty little girl. That's gonna get so fucking.
Whore. It's hooah.
That's so gonna get clipped. Robert Caslow says it was Liotta narrating.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. And I mean a debate on Redding says I mean a debate on flat Earth or on did humans live with dinosaurs? That is like the word spell. The word spell spelled soul. What?
Soul or spell?
Oh, okay. I mean a debate on flat Earth or on did humans live with dinosaurs? That is like, is the word spell spelled spull or spell?
Yep.
Okay.
In other words, one is demonstrably incorrect.
Yes. Yes, MDD has had him on before. No excuse for platforming someone like that. Agreed.
None whatsoever.
I
refuse to watch modern day debate.
It's like when skeptics stop platforming Aussie, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you breach into a territory, you just can't put you on anymore. You're going to get everybody shut down. That's the whole point. is that that's the only way he can do that is just like lashing out and trying to get your fucking channel taken down.
Yep.
Because the way they behave. That's the only concern that I have of bringing strangers onto my channel is you have to take that risk, unfortunately. And yeah, I'd love to bring Theus on and talk about that, but you back him into a corner. Some of them will react in ways to try to get you taken down.
But here's the thing. I mean, most theists that I've seen, and again, we just finished talking about J. Robin, Concrete, Darth Dawkins, Parakeet, and them idiots like that. Those are the exception.
Okay.
When it comes to the majority of atheist debaters, those idiots are the exception. Most theists will come in and they're cordial. They'll present. It's not like a flat Earth debate, right? Because there's no. When we participate, when I say we, I mean the community participate in a flat Earth debate. It's usually somebody like Skeptic Craig or whoever. Basically, you're dealing with an idiot, and you have to just show them that they're an idiot. Like your position is something that is just demonstrably incorrect. But with a atheist debate, when you talk like the God debate, that's more philosophical. And J.L. Warren wholeheartedly accepts the fact that he could be incorrect.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I don't claim omniscience. I don't have all the knowledge.
Well, that's what I mean, like about this debate, right? So you know what I mean, about whether there is God or there is no God. You could be incorrect.
Okay, about a deity, you're right. I could be incorrect. About the Christian God, no, that thing doesn't exist.
Well, again, the idea is, I mean, you never know. He could. Just saying.
Well, okay. If he does, he's not defined the way the Bible.
No,
says.
right, exactly.
Right.
But that's the point, right? So you can have an honest debate with somebody because there is the possibility that you could be incorrect, and you accept that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Most theists who are really seasoned debaters accept that yes, I could be incorrect as well. Most honest debaters are going to come at even the ones that even the theists that are dishonest about it say, no, I'm not right. I know there is a God.
Would we say the master debaters?
The master debaters. most of them will. They're going to be cool.
Gotta say, gonna go for it. Says off to bed. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Thanks for a good show. We'll catch the rest tomorrow. Before you vanish, gonna go for it. Gonna go for it. Brought up something.
Yep.
I don't want to forget. He brought up a subject that caught my eye. Any thoughts on Darth's girlfriend who made an appearance on Sydney Winston's channel? If so, think she's legit? No, I do not think that that's legit. At all. I have no reason to suspect at all that is legit. I think that was some bullshit thrown out there because Sydney Winston has kind of a bad history with Darth, and there's bad blood there. I don't think that was legitimate at all. I have no reason to suspect it whatsoever. Given what I know and the information that I have, I don't see. Now, I could be wrong, but I see no reason to come to the conclusion that it was anything but a bit. So that's just me. So I'll throw that out there. And then the other subject there, we will definitely jump to it. Thank you so much for coming by. Gonna go for it. Glad to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And we're gonna jump to the Christian dominionism thing because this caught my eye is very interesting. But go ahead, Johnny, finish your thought real fast.
Oh no, that was it. I mean, most theists and atheists, when they get into this debate, as long as they, you look at even William Lane Craig is able to have an honest discussion with an atheist, with Christopher Hitchens. It was a cordial debate. They both got up there and presented their arguments, presented their points. Never did they go into ad hom attacks about the other person. Yeah. There was never, any heated exchanges. There was, what I mean? They were both passionate about their positions, and they both presented the evidence that they had for their positions in a passionate way. But it was not, I'm going to do things to get this debate, derail. I'm not going to railroad the other person. Most theists I have spoken with, and most atheists I have spoken with, are like that. They don't. It's not their idea to derail because it makes them look like an idiot.
Yeah, they're not inclined. Essentially, we're talking about people who will flip the table, or pigeon chess. And
no
like
pigeon
that.
chess. Not right.
I think the only heated one. I think even Hitchens against Frank Turek, and Frank Turek is just a fucking fraud and an asshole. But Frank, but even Hitchens against Turek was, and both of them, they were calm, they were cool, they were cordial. You know, they respected each other. There was a couple like little light barbs here and there. You know, like, oh, gotcha. The only heated one I ever saw Hitchens do was the one against the Catholic Church. That felt very personal. That it was him.
Yeah,
he wanted
to bury
Johnny
them.
Cage split punch that fucker right there. And this is the best way he could do it because, I love watching that debate.
Really that happened? That happened. That happened not too long after the whole Spotlight article.
The scandal came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was intense.
That was a lot of people were pissed off with the Catholic Church. Rightfully so.
Hitchens had a real fucking problem with predatory shit. Humans preying upon other humans because of their ignorance or their incredulity or their fear. He had a real issue with that. And I respected him deeply for it, you know. Let me see here real quick. Fred Knotts, just catch up real quick. FDS is a complete scumbag. After watching MC Toon debate him, he refuses to ever talk to him again. No doubt. I totally agree from what you guys have told me. Robert Castle says, most theists are normal people. Paul Ogia had an awesome video on that with an evangelical Christian who guest starred about 6 months ago. I love Paul Ogia. I think he's cool as hell. It's kind of awesome that he's with Shannon Q, which I think is neat. That's kind of, I just found that out recently that the two of them are together. That's pretty badass. Let me see. Gonna go for it. It felt the same way. Good to see things to do. Yeah, that was the conclusion off of that. It was kind of cringe, and I was like, this is not real. You know, I guess when you do YouTube enough and you engage with this stuff, you kind of you get a sense for what's on point and what is not. Bob Nodell says, I think FDS mentioned me last night in his debate. Yeah, totally. And Carter says they also need to stop getting in everyone's pants.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I can say I say they can believe what they wish, but stay out of politics. Yeah,
yep. Also agreed.
Get out of my pants. I know God.
Get off my lawn.
UKPI says, I know God is real. I have a mirror in my bathroom. Did you know that? I mean, it's UKPI. He's the pantheistic solipsist. We all exist. We're all projections of him. You know, we're only as cool as UKPI allows us to be.
I'm sorry for the way that you look. If I am a reflection of what you look like,
our deepest condolences.
Yes.
Fred Knott says FTFE brought you up. I refuse to watch MDD. Or Fred Knott says to Bob Nodell, FTFE brought you up. I refuse to watch MDD. So just heard you mention in the background on FTFEs. Reddick says, how many people is Darth gleefully mocking and celebrating them burning in imaginary hell? Many.
Yep.
Many of them, because Darth gets off on punishment.
He does.
That's a big thing. The idea of just motherfuckers being tortured forever.
Yeah, that scene in Da Vinci's Code where the monk, the albino monk, is
flagellating himself.
Yeah, Darth Dawkins. You can see him in the corner jerking off to that.
Robert Kessler says Yog Sothoth is the one true God. Fools. Actually, I am inclined to believe that Hastur, the king in yellow, is the one that you should be following. The true, I mean, not technically a creation of, mentioned by, kind of like in passing by Lovecraft, but really it was Richard Chambers who really, expounded upon Hastur, the king in yellow. That thing is fucking scary. And so it was I think it was Robert Caslow. Did Robert Caslow bring it up to me? The thing about Christian dominionism. Have you heard of this?
I have not. Well, I mean, I'm not familiar with it. I've heard the words put together.
So
a couple of ideas about it, but
Dominion theology, also known as dominionism, is a group of Christian political ideologies that seek to institute a nation governed by Christians based on their understandings of biblical law. Yeah. Extensive rule and ways of achieving governing authority are varied. For example, dominion theology can include theonomy, which does not necessarily involve advocating Mosaic law on the basis of government. The label is applied primarily towards groups of Christians in the United States. Prominent adherents of these ideologies are Calvinists, Roman Catholic integralism, Calvinist Reconstructionists, Roman Catholic integralists, Charismatic and Pentecostal Kingdom Now theology, New Apostolic Reformation, and perhaps others not identified. Most of the contemporary movements labeled dominion theology arose in the 70s from religious movements asserting aspects of Christian nationalism. That is a scary term.
Praise be.
Christian nationalism. That's freaky.
Yep.
That concerns me.
Yeah, people thought that white nationalism was scary. No, this is even more frightening.
Christian nationalism, theocratic nationalism. That's
Yep.
that's some Sharia law bullshit. Only this one it would be Mosaic law.
Yeah, that's what kills me. You get all these assholes talking about Sharia law. It's like, but you want the exact same thing.
You want Mosaic law?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something. It's just called something different.
Fuck it, just call it the Hammurabi Code. Just go back to that, where essentially we just stone to death anybody we don't like.
Just call it, as a man, I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, how I want. But as a woman, get your bitch ass back in the fucking kitchen and make me a sandwich. Just call it that. And when, you know what I mean? Because ultimately that's what it is, right? You got these assholes that are trying to flex their fucking masculinity on women, like that douchebag on the beach trying to tell these girls that you're not allowed to wear bikinis to a beach. You know, it's a bra and a thong. And you look at these bathing suits, and there's nothing even mildly inappropriate about them. It's not like they're walking around in micro bikinis showing off, you know, everything except nips and slips, but fuck off. You know what I mean? This shit like that irritates the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Robert Caslow says Owen from Telltale has said a lot on it. I'm very curious. I have to check that out. I'm kind of curious about this myself. I'm gonna have to look into it. This may make a decent video in the future.
Owen from Telltale got bond and bail incorrect. For shame.
That's an easy mistake to make. I mean, if you're not familiar with the legal system like we are, you know?
He is familiar with the legal system. Though. I know it's a silly gap.
No, is he familiar? Is he familiar with the legal system from that side of the legal system?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I'm familiar with the legal system from that side of the legal system.
Yeah, he was in prison. I don't know if he ever went to prison. I know he was arrested. He had a felony conviction. Again, I don't have a problem mentioning this because he put a video out and talked about it a little bit briefly. He didn't give the exact details because he's still trying to keep what little anonymity he has. But yeah, he's back when he was an addict, he stole some shit, was caught. So yeah, he's familiar with.
He's dealt with that shit.
He's dealt with that shit.
Well, that's an easy mistake to make.
I'm just busting his balls. I mean, yes, you know, people. And I thought it was hilarious because people in the comment section were lighting him up about that. It's like, fucking chill out, people.
Goddamn. Of all the things you could harp on the man about, it'd be
you said the wrong words. Did you understand what the motherfucker was saying? Yes. Okay.
you got the point. The gist was received.
You know.
Fred Knott says Matt Powell thinks the U.S. should be like that. Fuck that
Matt Powell's
asshole.
A fucking idiot.
Fuck that asshole.
I will say
and
this.
His banana. Fuck them both. Matt Powell banana. I need that emoji. I need to make that emoji.
Yeah, you do. I
need to make a Matt Powell banana.
Yeah, I think Matt Powell has started to
should be a banana with a stethoscope. A banana with or a banana with a little headband with that little mirror thing, the mirror thing. Yeah, I think that's it. A banana with the old timey doctor mirror thing up on it in order to reflect the light down.
Right,
I think there you go. That's an emoji I'm gonna make. There you go. Let's see.
Yeah, I think he's starting to question his affiliation with a certain
Matt Powell is.
Yeah, with his dinosaur friend.
Oh, I would recommend, because we can jump to that in just a
second. Whatever.
No, I mean, I told the people you were coming on. If I don't know what information you have, if you're willing to like tease anything or like that, but I'll just leave that. But let's go down this. Suit Kettle says Darth's God Jesus was nailed to a cross. My God, Thor has a hammer. Yes, he does.
My God, Thor is the one who nailed that motherfucker to
the. I love that video of if Thor and Spider-Man were roommates, and it's essentially Thor leaving Mjolnir around and just like leaving, like he left it on top of the toilet seat, or like left it sitting on top of Peter Parker's the mask, and he couldn't get the mask out, or just leaving it in front of the door so he couldn't open the door to get in to go to the bathroom. So he's like,
That's fucked up.
This shit is hilarious. It's a cute little video. This is like Spider-Man just like, why? And then at one point he tries to get the mask and he can't get it. So then he shows him like run up to jump to the window and he's wearing a Batman mask. Because the only thing he's got. Robert Kessler says some of them want to use the Old Testament as real law. That would be scary. That would be scary. People stoning people to death in the streets. That's not good. There's a group of theists that want to make America a Christian-only nation. Yep, that would be this dominionism crap.
Yeah, we call those people dumb.
Yeah. Let's see. UKPS says, I hope there's a God. I'll get to punch him out when I meet him. You go full Kratos on that motherfucker. You do that. You go full Ghost of Sparta. Tim Bolden says, Pat Robertson et al. Have packed many attorneys, judges, prosecutors. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, they have.
It's up to those rational thinkers to shut that shit down. Vote. Get out there. Make your voices heard. Whether it's grassroots or not, doesn't matter. You've got to vote. You got to get out there and keep these fuckers from from jumping in office. Otherwise, they're going to be passing legislation that's influenced by their personal beliefs. And that flies in the face of our Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Let me see here. Let's see. The teleology of Orthodox Faustian Darth does not care about love and kindness. Those red letters are ignored. Agreed. And it's hard to
see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They like to. What they want to do is they want to, like everything else, they redefine what love means.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, love means sometimes you have to be mean because that's love. What? Well, when you're disciplining your child, is that nice? It's mean. That's what we're doing to you. We're disciplining you. Go fuck your mother. She's got your hot pockets, Gary.
And as the government says, I still don't get wearing a symbol of mass execution as a reference to a fallen deity. Yeah, a lot of people were crucified. That's kind of like the Roman thing to do.
Did you see that? Did you see that one that said that if Jesus was crucified in modern times, people would be wearing the bed that they put him on for lethal injection?
That's funny. That's fucking great.
I think you missed one from.
Yep, I saw. I was getting up to it. Saw Titan Uranus in the house. Good to see you, Titan. And of course, thank you, Limey Play, for £5. Says good morning, good sirs. Good morning to you, Limey Play. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat.
It's probably not a good idea to follow Titan your ass with £5.
Titan Uranus. Titan Uranus is £5. That's funny. We don't even plan this shit. It just happens organically.
Just happens. Yeah. Should probably fight in your pounds. This is 5 pounds Titan Uranus.
Right. President see Fred Knott's in the house, and I see President Starscream in the house. Good to see both of y'all. Red Ink thinking about the Tower of Doom, Darth, and Kin Stupor villain powers. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. See here, Fred Knott says on the non-sect debate show, Matt Powell once said he thought the government should kill LGBTQ people, but he wouldn't do it himself, so he's a coward.
I guarantee he would. I guarantee you he would.
Well, no, I don't need to say that. I mean, we all know what would happen if I encountered him in real life. We don't need to address it out loud. It's a foregone. It's what we call a foregone conclusion.
Whenever I worked at a certain toy store that is no longer with us, I had a boss.
Was that the boss? I don't want to grow up. Is it that one?
That one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Toys R Us. I don't have a problem saying it. When I worked at Toys R Us, this was many years ago, obviously. I had a boss there who was absolutely petrified of me. This fucker used to say some of the just stupidest things to me. You're a scary
motherfucker, man.
Well, I'm only a scary motherfucker to people who deserve it.
You're like Sully. You're like Sully when he first comes out, from Monsters. Yeah, Monsters Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Sully is scary, until you get to know him.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. But he can be scary. Like,
right.
I mean, even Boo loved him, and even he scared her then. So,
right.
Yeah. But, you're like Sully from Monsters Inc.
I'm relatively easy to get along with, especially at that job. You leave me the fuck alone, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, and then that's it. You know what I mean? But this fool, I had strep throat, right? Doctor's note. Went to the doctor, right? Had strep, like a hard, fucking heavy case of strep throat. He fucking calls me up, says, "When you coming to work?" I said, "I've already told you I have strep throat. I just started it was like the day of." He said, "Well, but I need you at work." I said, "You need me at work infecting other people with strep throat." Well, he's giving all this bullshit. So, long story short, he always tried to fucking like flex his bullshit. I would let him know. I was like, "Look, dude, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me." It got to the point that every time he saw me, he would stop in his tracks, turn around, and walk the other way. Even after he left Toys R Us, we were at one of the malls, Christmas time, and I'm there with. This was years later because I was there with my children. I'm walking down the mall and I see him, and I watch him. He sees me, and then stops dead in his tracks, turns around and walks the other way because he knew I was gonna whip his ass.
It's because he's afraid. Well, you didn't watch that movie with us over on Weekend Horror. He's afraid you're gonna give him the honorable death that Psycho Gorman gives people. He just eats.
Yeah.
I will give you an honorable death. No, I don't want the honorable death.
Can I have the dishonorable one instead? Just
Oh, I get that. President Starscream says the same people that freak out the most about Islamic nationalism basically want the same thing. What the fuck? Also, hi, I've been lurking for a while. Good to see you, President Starscream over there in the bushes. Really do appreciate you stopping by. Let me see here. And then Trevor Lunn says, I wonder how many U.S. Christian nationalists think the Vatican City state one is invalid. Interesting. Uranus. So President Starscream says, I once looked up how Uranus would be pronounced in Greek, and it's something like Uranus. Don't know why that pronunciation hasn't been adapted, but hey, we get some humor out of it. Yep. Send you to Uranus. Bob Nodell says, Jesus freaks keep saying he is returning. Here's me thinking he was nailed to a cross. I was wrong. Apparently, he was nailed to a boomerang. Feel free to use that. Oh, Limey Play says, I got to get some sleep. Have a great one, Nate. Good night, Limey Play. Thank you so much.
Limey, you'll be back in 20 minutes. Stop
I say hi. I was about to say hi to your mother for me. But yeah, we did the video, the happy birthday.
Yeah.
She was on. I just whatever I say was to say hi. Just. Right. But then it's very much like Mark Wahlberg. Say hi to your mother for me.
Say hi to your mother for me.
I saw the video you did, and I got to admit, man, I don't really like the way you portrayed me. It wasn't really fair. Yeah, I think you could have done better. So next time, maybe put a little thought into it. All right, as long as we're cool. I'm cool. Thanks so. Thanks, man. Say hi to your mother for me.
I liked him in Date Night. Is that supposed to be me or is that Fat Albert?
I don't know how good my Mark. I remember it was Marky Mark. It was Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg talks to animals. So hey everyone, Mark Wahlberg here. I'm going to talk to some animals. First, I'm going to talk to this goat. How's it going, goat?
He's gotten a lot better. I remember when he first started acting.
Goat, how's it going? I like your beard. I had a beard like that in A Perfect Storm. Did you see that flick? All right, good talking to you. Say hi to your mother for me. Now I'm going to talk to some chickens. Hey, chickens, how's it going? I fucking love that shit.
What was that movie he did with Reese Witherspoon? I don't know if it was his acting debut, but it was one of the first ones he did way back when. Fear, that's right.
Fear, yeah.
The only reason why he was okay in that is because he didn't have to say a lot until the end of the movie where he just got to run around yelling and screaming at people. But I saw some of his other films. Like, God, you're not good. You're not good at this. You're not good at this. And he got better.
What? No.
I think Ted really helped him out. Helped him kind of break out.
Ted was amazing.
He did really good in Ted. I think Seth MacFarlane can probably take the credit for that because for bringing him out of his shell.
Thunder Buddies for life.
Fuck you, Thunder. You can suck my dick.
I fucking love that. And that was in the trailer.
Yeah. Thunder Buddies for life.
Thunder Buddies for life, right, John? You got it. Thunder Buddies. It's great. All right. Give me just one second. Actually, give me 2 seconds. I have to run to the restroom real fast. So
you probably should walk because there are a lot of things you could trip on.
This is very true. If you'd like, feel free. Keep them entertained. I will be right back. 2 shakes.
You better. It only takes 2 shakes. Damn, lucky you. 2 shakes. My goodness. Was he in Dogma? I think he was in Dogma. I can't remember. I want to say he was. It was a bit part really quick though. Robert Caslow. He was great in Shooter. I guess he's gotten better the more he's done it, but I don't know. I just, like I said, I think Ted was really good. I thought he did really good in Ted because he played a stone guy. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Mark Wahlberg. No, it's, not that I hate the guy. I'm not going to watch a Marky Mark movie. No, I'm not a big fan. I think there are better actors. He was good in, what was it called? The Martin Scorsese one with Jack Nicholson. What the hell's the name of that movie? Where everybody dies. Yeah, even Leonardo DiCaprio. Best movie he's been in. Best movie DiCaprio has been in. He gets plowed in the face. Just plammo. Done. Like, yes. I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. Not at all. Not even a little bit. I think his best role was Arnie in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I used to be really mean about that too. There was this lady who worked at the office that my son went to for his therapy sessions, and she was a huge Mark Wahlberg fan, and I used to, or not Mark Wahlberg, what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio fan, huge DiCaprio fan. She loved him and everything. Oh, I loved him in this, and I loved him in that. He's so amazing. I used to bust her balls all the time. Oh man, the best thing he ever did was Arnie and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, because he was basically just playing himself, and she would get so mad whenever I say that. It was hilarious. Leo is overrated. Yeah, I think so. I think he's he's not terrible, but he's not. I'm not going to go, oh man, Leonardo DiCaprio's in this, I've got to watch it. I liked him in the one where he replaced the singer in his favorite band. Can't remember the name of it. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it was kind of loosely based on oh Jesus Christ. This is what happens when you get old. You forget shit that you know. Rob Halford's story. Loosely based on what happened with Rob Halford and Not the Police. Judas Priest. Jesus Christ. I'm losing my mind. What the hell was the name of that one? I can't remember the name of it. Rockstar. That's right. Rockstar. That's it. Yeah. Whoa. Alpha K91 says Leo DiCaprio grew up across the street from, where'd it go? From your best friend. That's cool. We call him Leonardo Retardo Fardo. Jeez. I believe you, Alpha. I believe you. That's funny. Leonardo. Jeez. But yeah, there are a few films that he's been in that I've liked. Like I said, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which is really weird because I don't like Johnny Depp either. I can't stand Johnny Depp. The best thing he was ever in, and I used to get pissed off. People used to get pissed off at me for saying this, but the best thing I thought he was in was Nightmare on Elm Street, because he got, turned into a big old pool of blood. Judas Priest. That's such a good band. They figured out they couldn't do it. Well, they could. It just wasn't as good without Rob Halford, so they brought him back. But yeah. Trying to remember of another Ted for yeah, I liked him in Ted. No, that was not. That's Mark Wahlberg. Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't think of anything else I really liked him in. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I think that was it. I didn't like him in The Departed or The Departed. Didn't like that fact. What's up, Stephen Cupboard Reason? Should figure out why hypotheticals are not allowed in convo with the Darth cult, because they can't render an argument they can't render an argument with hypotheticals that shows where their argument doesn't make sense. Hypothetically speaking, let's say this: if A, then B, then not B, therefore whatever. They can't deal with that. They can't deal with the fact that somebody's challenging their position. And the best way they can stop that line of logic is to just shut it down. Say, no, we're shutting it down. Leo in the movie with Robert Williams was dope. What movie was this? Rework of an old joke. J. Robin asks Darth, "Can I suck your dick?" Darth, "Sure, but what's in it for me?" That's funny. That's funny. Catch me in your can. You catch me if you can. But I like that in spite of DiCaprio. I like that because of Tom Hanks. I thought Tom Hanks was great. Oh, am I too serious for you? Well, would you like to hear me tell a joke? Knock, knock. Go fuck yourselves. We lost JL. Oh, there he is.
What was that? I just came in on "Go fuck yourselves." I don't know.
Yeah, that was Catch Me If You Can. Tom Hanks. That's gonna love that. I love that joke.
What is this going on? Steaming Cup of Reasonings in the house. Good to see you. It says, good morning, folks. Good to see you score. And Hollow Horn should figure out why hypotheticals are not allowed in the convo with the Darth cult.
We talked about that already. You missed it because they can't render those arguments. And the best way to combat a hypothetical that shows the logical fallacies in their position is just to not acknowledge it. Is to say, nope, we don't deal with that. We only deal with what we know. Like, fuck off. So dishonest.
Let me see here. Let's see. Charlie Welch says Gilbert great, but Fear and Loathing was good Depp. Other than that, can't stand him. There are other movies that I like Depp in. I liked him in Ninth Gate, even though I hate that movie. I liked him in Ninth Gate. I liked him in Secret Window. I also liked him in I loved him in Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the character of Jack Sparrow. I really, really do. There are movies he's done that I don't like. I didn't like The Rum Diary. I liked him in Transcendence. I dug him in that. So I mean, there's stuff that I don't like, stuff that I do. So
I'm not a fan of Johnny Depp. Not a fan.
Leo in the movie with Robert Williams.
What movie is this?
Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert Williams. Robin Williams. Assuming their meaning. I don't know.
I don't know this movie. Yeah, I don't know this one. Liam Neeson's a good actor, especially in Taken. Look, I'm gonna. Liam Neeson. I like Liam Neeson. I think he's a good actor. And I just didn't buy him in Taken. Right? I watched all 3 films. Like, dude, you're a 70-year-old man. Get the fuck out of here.
I did admit it was pretty cool. At the very end of Taken, when the Shaw guy has got his daughter. Is like, with the knife to her, and she's freaking out. And he's just like, and he walks in, then he just like, the dude's got it, and he just draws it, just aims it at him. And it's like, okay, that was risky doing that, but he just draws at him and just holds. Weekend to go pop, and he just pops it. I was like,
that's one thing about action films I've never understood, right? When the bad guy's got the hostage at the end of the movie, you know what I mean? It's like, he's got the family member hostage. I'm not dropping my gun because you're probably going to shoot me and then shoot her or him or whoever the hostage. So that's fuck you. The odds of the hostage making it out of this situation alive is slim to none. Not that
that's why you do the speed.
Right, shoot him in the leg.
Like, shoot the hostage. I can't believe you shot me, you buck. Keanu Reeves, Keanu Reeves was pretty badass there. He was just kind of like, shoot the hostage. What? Shoot the hostage. Pop, shoots him in the leg, and he's like, I can't believe you shot me, you buck. And Keanu was just like, well, yeah. I can't believe you shot me, Harry. You told me to.
Keanu Reeves was almost a good actor. He really isn't. He's too.
I like Keanu. I do.
The best role he did was Bill or Ted from Bill and Ted, because he was more animated, more out there, and then like everything else, like Johnny Mnemonic and Johnny Utah and Neo and everything, he was just like real stoic kind of.
Okay, let me give you this. So, number one, if you have not seen Bill and Ted, the third one,
I haven't yet.
Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's so cute, and it's fun. If you love Bill and Ted, it's great seeing Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves jump into these roles 25 years after the fact.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And Samara Weaving, the girls who played their daughters, Teddy and Billy.
I'll check it out. I've been meaning to look at it.
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's on there for free. So it's a cute little movie. But if you have not seen the movie Destination Wedding, him and Winona Ryder, the two of them have a brilliant chemistry.
They're bad.
It's so good.
God,
It's funny.
I don't know. I got turned off with both of those idiots in Bram Stoker's Dracula. They almost ruined that movie. They were so bad.
Keanu and Winona in Destination Wedding were hilarious. So,
maybe
great,
they
good
were,
stuff.
but their performances in like I said in Bram Stoker's Dracula was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Let me see. Redding
This
says
Blue Inferno. Fuck off.
Redding says
Terrible.
Darth in film, Joker in Joker, Gravedigger and Poltergeist, Norman Bates or Frankenstein's Monster, or Tangelo, the Blob, Frogs, Pazuzu, and Exorcist Cujo. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
I would probably rather deal with Pazuzu than Darth Dawkins, because at least Pazuzu can be gotten rid of.
Ooh, Robert Caslow. Constantine was his best movie ever. I recently rewatched that. It's a fun movie. I like Constantine.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like
for Peter Stormare at the end.
I feel like there's a good actor in Keanu Reeves waiting to get out, but he's just too reserved in everything he does. He plays the same character in everything he does.
Bob Nodell says, "What did you think of him in Schindler's List?"
We're talking about Liam Neeson. I thought he was great. I thought he had excellent performance. Yeah.
What about Dark Man? Not a lot of people remember that was Liam Neeson.
Yeah, no. Tell me this: how are you gonna sound like Liam Neeson without any lips?
Without any lips, because he has no fucking lips. He's like speaking through his teeth, but he's articulating perfectly, which is great.
Yeah.
I think Edison Carson. I thought Keanu was good in The Replacements. He was good in The Replacements.
Well, yeah, but then again, you got to think about The Replacements. Look at who was in The Replacements.
Well, true. You had Gene Hackman and a number of other
there were
fantastic people around him.
There were other characters that Keanu could play that role. He could play that real stoic kind of flat role, but because you have Omar, what's his name? Omar Gooding. You've got not Omar Gooding.
Omar Epps.
Not Omar Epps.
No. Orlando. It was Orlando Bloom. Orlando Jones. Orlando Jones, who was the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, I just jacked off an elephant. He had the wacky glue.
Yeah.
He got the ball and he was just spiking it.
Stuck. Yeah.
It's
then you had
look at me. I look like I just jacked off an elephant.
Yeah. Then you had the kicker. I'm wary.
I love the sumo lineman.
Yeah,
he's just fucking chowing eggs right there.
And even Jon Favreau was excellent.
Jon Favreau was good as the cop.
He was
doesn't get along with the ex-con.
No, he gets along with the ex-con.
Well, towards the end, but when they have those moments when they're sitting across the table just staring at each other.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff. Steaming Cup of Reason. Could you imagine Django played by Richard Pryor?
I would love to have seen Richard Pryor play Django.
It would be good. Richard Pryor playing Django and Django.
Yeah.
It's Django. The D is DJANGO. The D is silent.
The D is silent, motherfucker.
I love that. He walks up. I'll let watch you die, boy. Just drop that one dude, and then he proceeded to when he starts whipping the living shit out of the other guy, and all the other people around are like, oh, like damn. Shit was great. Are you sure? No, it's are you positive? What do you mean? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Because he doesn't know what positive means. Are you positive that it's him? He's like, yeah, it's him. Tim Boldman says the dark secret behind the red Solo Cup seen all over social and broadcast media. Film at 11.
Okay.
I don't know anything. It might be sarcasm. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Redding is right. Sometimes comedians really nail serious roles, to be fair, because it requires more talent. Comedy requires an impressive level of talent. It's much harder than it is to do anything else. So when comedians when you see that's why, when you see Jamie Foxx's early stuff when he was on In Living Color and he was playing Yolanda.
I'm ready to go.
Yes, exactly. You see that character, then you see him in Ray. You understand when he was in Ray, by far his best performance ever as an actor.
Yep.
So
Leslie Nielsen was a good one. He was great.
Bob Nodell says Shawshank Redemption. I would have to say was Morgan Freeman's best movie.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I've just got to think about Morgan Freeman's films because he's been he's played a lot of really good roles.
On God. He was pretty fucking good as God.
He was the first. No, he wasn't the first black president.
Smite me, O mighty smiter.
Smiter.
And I'm not one for blasphemy, but I'll admit that one made me laugh. I was like, that was pretty good.
I mean, look, if anybody's going to be God, it's got to be Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah. Robert Caslow, bunch of question marks. Apparently, we may have gotten something wrong, or I'm not 100% sure. True. Maybe he can clarify that for you. UK basis Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. Yes, I'm glad that he finally got his Oscar for that after trying to scream his way to an Oscar in Wolf of Wall Street, which is essentially what he did. I
can't do DiCaprio. Can't do it. Not a fan. Not
Stephen
a fan.
Cup of Reasons says, agree, jail. John Candy was a great example of a comedian doing serious bits of films. Hell fucking yes. John Candy, legendary. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, probably one of the top 3 comedies in my book of all time. Because you have 2 legends, Steve Martin, John Candy, playing together. I mean, the chemistry they had, and then of course John Candy hitting the comedy bits, and Steve Martin as well, and then the deeply more dramatic
Steve Martin
stuff.
is a good example of a comedian who does straight roles really well.
And I love that even in a film that is inherently comedic, he can give that. He can give that nuance, that pathos to it. That moment when you realize, when you look at Steve Martin doing all it goes like, why would you do this? And you're like, and you look at all the goofy shit he does, or the whole like, well, you're gonna help me, or you're gonna stand there like a slab of meat with mittens. And it's all, and then of course the whole fuck monologue.
Yeah.
And then he has that moment where he's on the train and he's putting the pieces together about Dell. And it wasn't hitting it because he was so annoyed with Dell that he wasn't seeing what was really going on until he really thought about it. And then realizing he was, that Dell didn't want to burden him with this shit. And so when he recognizes that and then brings him home for Thanksgiving, it just warms my heart every time I watch. I love the ending of that movie. It's so amazing.
Yep. Ed O'Neill's another good example of somebody who has good.
Who would put the 6-pack? Who would put the beer on a vibrating bed? Shit was great. Neil,
what was that one?
If you're gonna brush your teeth, can you take my underwear out? Can you take my socks out of the sink? Can you take my socks out of the sink? And then he's wiping his face.
Yeah.
Oh. It's like when he was water on his face, like.
Yeah. What was that one with Ed O'Neill and oh god, it was a young.
When he was playing the dad, Ethan Embry.
Yeah, he wasn't. It was a god damn it.
Is it the one where he goes to pick up his girlfriend's son to do the road trip? Yeah. And Christopher McDonald played his asshole rich dad who didn't give a shit. Yeah.
Right. Oh man, what is that?
Movie, my dad actually loved that movie.
I love that movie. I love that. It's so fucking funny. It's the name of the character.
Dutch.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it. The last guy who pissed me, you see this ring? The last guy who pissed me off has a dent in his forehead the size of that.
that scene where he's trying to get him into fireworks.
When he does the whole when he's like doing this fireworks and shit,
and then he puts his coat back on, it's got holes and shit in it, and just gingerly gets back in the car.
What was it? If I remember correctly, do you remember the scene when they're in the car, they're driving and they pick up the 2 prostitutes? Yeah, they pick up the 2 prostitutes and they're driving along. I'm pretty sure that the blonde who tries to steal his ring by using the lotion to get his ring off, she squirts it in his mouth. I'm pretty sure she was one of the prostitutes in Devil's Rejects. I'm pretty sure the blonde one.
She must have been older.
But I'm pretty sure that was her. But I love when she's trying to use the shit on his and she actually squirts it in his mouth. Oh god! But I just love that when he's just like funk, just hit it, and then he's got that dent right in his forehead, and then he's like, okay, here you go. You're right. Yeah, okay. Then he slips. He's like, oh, I'm okay. Okay, he just wanders off.
It's such a fun. That was a good one. It was a lot of fun.
Funk. Oh yes, where the kid beats him up, where he surprises him, and then he surprises him in his room. He's in his room. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And Ethan Embry just kicks the living shit out of him. Oh, that shit was funny as hell. Oh, damn.
Ethan Embry. He was. I recently watched That Thing You Do Again, right?
Oh, the thing you do, yeah, sweet.
Right, and Ethan Embry's in there. He plays the bass player, and I love how they keep that joke. You know, they never name him. They never call him by name, not once.
Mm-hmm.
And he's credited as TB Player at the end of the film. TB Player played by Ethan Embry. TB being that bass player.
That's awesome. That's cool. Oh, Robert Caslow, the missile twister.
It's so funny.
Redding says, "Do you prefer a funny horror film or one that is very scary?"
Both.
If I compare the two, I love horror comedies, but I really prefer a scare one that's trying to scare me, because horror comedies will always make me laugh, but a really legitimately scary film is very hard to come by. As many as we watch, it's really hard to find one that gets you, that like really hits you. And those are the ones that I prefer, the ones that really make an effort. Like Hereditary gave me the heebies. I was like, that was just the subject matter, the cinematography, the direction, the acting was just Hereditary really got me. But it's a few and far between the horror movies that really kind of that shake me up. But I'll always love the horror comedies. I love, it's perfect. Like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, like we talked about on the show. Tucker and Dale versus Evil is the epitome of horror comedy. It really is. So Johnny has stepped away for a brief moment. Let me check and make sure I haven't missed anybody. I saw Cindy Johnson. It says, "I'm enjoying listening to you both talk about movies. Funny thing, I can't sit through a movie." Damn. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy hearing us talk about it. And of course, if you enjoy Week in Horror, you can hear us talk about ones over there. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Redding says, "True that Darth never goes away." Did you know that he was debating people for 10 years? Yes, he's been debating people for 10 years for the last 12 years. Because he's been using that same line for the last, he started using 10 years ago, 2 years ago, and he's still saying 10 years, 12 years. It's ridiculous. I think that may even be part of his script. I have no idea. And yes, Robert Caslow, one of the best portrayals of Satan was in Constantine. That is definitely up there. I think my three favorite Satans were my three favorite Satans was Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate. Another one with Keanu Reeves I thought he was quite good in. But Al Pacino was fantastic in that role. I thought he was a great devil. Robert De Niro in Angel Heart was fantastic. And Peter Stormare in Constantine was also really good. There's been a lot of good devils. People play the devil. I think Viggo Mortensen is definitely in the top 5. His portrayal of Satan in The Prophecy, I thought he was great in that. Some other, there's a bunch of good ones out there. Really, people, there's got to be a fun role to play, to just put your spin on the devil himself, which is pretty cool. Ray Weiss makes a good devil. He was fantastic in the show Reaper, because he played the devil in Reaper, and the first moment he pops up is he pops up in the backseat of the protagonist of the show, and he's like, "Ah!" And he like freaks out. He almost crashes the car. And he's like, "Who are you?" He was like, "I'm the devil." And then so Ray Weiss was fantastic, and of course Elizabeth Hurley was magnificent as the devil.
She was very hot.
This is your last chance before the big weenie roast. I fucking love her, and Brendan Fraser were amazing.
They were great together. They're talk about chemistry. Him playing that real nerdy guy, and he's, they have this. Yeah, that movie was Bedazzled was so good.
Bedazzled was so good
because of their chemistry.
And it's free on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
you can go watch it free on YouTube. And it's fantastic. Not only, everything was good about that. Brendan Fraser.
Everything was good about it.
Brendan Fraser was brilliant. Elizabeth Hurley was brilliant. Their chemistry was fantastic. It's got supreme comedy. It's got, drama and nuance and, just heartfelt stuff. The scene in the jail was really, really good. The three friends, the three guys, Orlando Jones and the other two dudes, were fucking fantastic. Those guys were great every time that they pop around. Just goes to show the talent of everybody. But my fucking favorite is when he's the super sensitive guy, and he's trying to talk to him. He just gets sand kicked in his mouth, and he's like,
Yeah.
And then he, why won't that thing set?
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking love that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
good
when he's
stuff.
the basketball player, what the hell?
What the
Oh,
hell?
man.
Oh. And then
nine.
and then durr.
Durr. Man, Brendan Fraser he got just disrespected, man. He was such a good
Well,
actor.
you gotta give it 110%. You gotta go there and give everything you got.
Yeah.
He's just the sweat. This is great. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. I'll just go like this. Saw somebody. Brian answers, I have to play horror games now in order to get that scared feeling. Movies don't do it anymore. There's been some good horror games out there, some really solid ones. And hopefully, eventually, we will get the digital darkness going for Week in Horror. It's been, trying to get that kind of gaming thing done where you can sit down with one of the members of the cast of the show while they stream, while they game, do a horror gaming live. And we're trying to get that rolled out. We're having some difficulties with that, but we will get that going again. We did some test streams. They, it kind of showed us where the bugs were, but we will get that going as well. President Starscream says, haven't really been scared by a movie in a long time, but there's some good disturbing horror movies. Hell yes, there are.
I'm trying to remember the last horror film that like really frightened me, really scared me. I don't remember. Maybe The Exorcist. Maybe.
Exorcist was good. What's the one that really scared, like legit scared me? There's been ones that have hit me in a way that I haven't been able to stop thinking about them for days after the fact. Heartless was one of those that just like hit me hard and just resonated with me and just at an existential level. That one really got me.
Yeah.
But as far as like really I think the last one that really got me, that caught me off guard, was Hereditary.
I was going to say Hereditary.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's for me though. That wasn't scary. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm so scared. It was more like, holy shit, that's pretty fucked up.
Right. Stephen Caparisi says, I once saw a movie called Cube. It twisted my mind trying to figure out the point. Cube was excellent, and we actually talked about Cube recently on Week in Horror, and essentially pretty scary in the idea that you don't know where you're at. You're in the traps, the horrible traps that are throughout the cube, and people dying in gruesome ways. What's the point of the whole thing? The existential questions that that essentially the movie asks you. And that I liked Cube. I thought Cube was good. The first one was good, but they did 2 sequels, as Edison Carter's pointed out. Cube spun off 2 sequels. Felt like they really stretched that plot too far. They kind of did, and they keep having to one up the violence or the horror of the traps in and of themselves. They keep getting worse and worse.
That's what happened with the Saw series.
Right.
We gotta do it better. It's not good enough that we cut somebody in half. Now we gotta smash their heads. Oh, now we gotta come on now. Let's make a good story. Focus on the story and let the I don't have a problem with gore per se, but if you look at the original Saw, you look how not gory it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the part where Dr. Gordon has to saw his leg off. You don't see it happen.
Yeah, you have to imagine.
You watch his reaction, which is far more terrifying. You know what I mean? Because it makes your brain fill in the holes, fill in the pieces of what's going on there. You see a teeny tiny bit of blood, and then you know what I mean? And then the part where Ping gets his head blown off by all the shotguns, you don't actually see it happen. It's just off. That's so much more effective. So much more effective. when
Danny Glover gets his throat cut. It's not this extreme thing. It's like, blah, he's like, So yeah. Robert Caslow says Viggo Mortensen in Prophecy. Fucking, we were talking about our favorite Satans.
He was really good in Prophecy.
Yes.
So was
Little Tommy Daggett. How I loved listening to your sweet prayers, and then you jump in your bed, so afraid I was under there. And I was.
Such good timing in that.
And I was.
Yeah. He was always there with that little fucking simp demon thing. I was like, come on, man. Let's do that at home next time, okay?
I love when he was like, the whole I'll love you more than Jesus. That it was creepy as fuck. Then he's like, nah. He's like, fuck you, you're the devil. He's kind of like, okay, keep the light on, Tommy. It's like, holy shit.
Yep.
It's like, keep the light on, Tommy.
Yeah, it was really good in that one.
Let's see. Reddick says, I'm thinking they're extremely scary foreign films. Yes. J-horror, K-horror, definitely push the limits because they go into, I mean, they're the way they think is things, the artistic way that they look at horror is much different than the American style. And I like that they play more with psychology than they do with the imagery. And when you do get the imagery, it's really terrifying. Like The Grudge fucked me up. Like the Japanese one. That one was a scary
Oh,
fucking movie.
what was that called? It wasn't called The Grudge. It was called what? What was the Japanese title of that movie?
Ju-on.
Yeah, that's it. Ju-on.
Yeah, Ju-on scared the shit out of me. And then the Grudge American one had some moments that really freaked me out. The one that got me, there was the one with the detective. Well, the one with the detective is watching the security monitor, and he sees the ghost coming down the hallway, and everything's going kind of wild and like, and then the ghost leaves the frame, and it's like then everything goes back normal. But then it starts going like that, and then it like rises up in front of the camera. I was like, that one got me. That was.
I saw that one coming. I was like, all right, here comes the fucking thing in front of the camera. Say hi. Yeah.
Let me see here. President Starscream says, "Ooh, I really want to watch Color Out of Space." I watched that again the other night. Yes, Charlie Welch says Color Out of Space for me gave me GB's bad when the mom and kid were fused together, and. That movie is wild as fuck, and I'm so looking forward to well, actually, I don't know how much. No, I can talk about it because it involves next week's trivia question. But I can't wait. Richard Stanley has agreed to a trilogy, to a Lovecraftian trilogy. I can't wait till the next one comes out. So I'm seriously looking forward to it. But I loved what he did with Color Out of Space. It was a return to form for Richard Stanley after the debacle of Island of Dr. Moreau, which is the one that he bailed on, and because it was such a chaotic shoot. But I'm glad that he's back and he does great fucking shit. Colorado Bikers in the house says, howdy, bitches. And so, what's going on, Colorado Biker? Good to see you. Robert Caslow says, Devil's Advocate scared me. We're talking about Al Pacino as the devil.
I got to say that Al Pacino played a pretty good devil.
Where does
he fuck? Everywhere.
Just like, so this is it. Where does he sleep? Who says he sleeps? Where does he fuck? Everywhere.
Yeah.
I love that he was like, who? Me? Nah. Just that whole like a gun in here.
Yeah.
and then he's like, yeah, come on, baby, come on.
Yeah. Show me some of that rage. Yeah,
you gotta hold on to that fury, baby. Yeah. I fucking love how we did that. It was so great.
His performance in that, he would that the only Al Pacino could have done that role the way Al Pacino does it.
It's the last hiding place. It's the final fig leaf.
The frightening parts about that film weren't. Like Al Pacino was never scary. You know what I mean? He was great. Performance was great. It was like the part where Charlize Theron was in the shopping center with the clothes shopping, and then the lady puts the thing on. She turns into that demon all like, oh, that's not cool.
Not at all. No.
I'd run out that motherfucker too.
The insidious way they drove her insane.
Yeah. That right there was a mind fuck.
Yes. Stephen Cup-Reason says, I've always believed that The Silence of the Lambs was scarier than most horror flicks. There were moments there because there's nothing supernatural about it.
Right, that's something that could actually fucking happen.
It's human depravity. That there are fields, that there are
that's something that has actually happened.
Yeah, there are departments of law enforcement that deal with that shit on the daily. So that's what makes it scarier.
Where was Jeffrey Dahmer?
I'm sorry. You remind me of a meme I saw. It was Jeffrey Dahmer kind of going the side eye at the screen. It was like the meme was the CDC has requested a ban on all handshakes, and Dahmer's like stops blender.
Oh jeez.
Yes.
That's good.
Let me see here. Just got in for Facty's in the house. Good to see you, Facty. Says just got in from a family gathering. What did I miss? Just a lot of movie talk, and of course some craziness that's going on in Discord. Some of the idiots out there, arguing flat Earth and crazy shit like that, and just craziness. Just the wild and wacky world we live in.
You want to talk about shit that was frightening, and the This Is the World We Live In. What was that Genesis song? Land of Confusion. You ever
Well,
seen that?
yeah.
Land of Confusion. You ever seen that fucking music video? That'll fucking give you nightmares.
And the Disturbed one as well.
Fuck Disturbed. They suck.
Fuck you.
Nah,
Disturbed is
fuck Disturbed.
amazing.
No,
David
they're
Draymond is like
fuck David
legendary.
Draymond. Fuck that guy. They need he missed sewing his mouth shut with those stupid things in his fucking lips. Fuck that guy.
You're just mean.
No, fuck him.
I like Disturbed. I like David Draymond. I love their color. I love their cover of The Sound of Silence.
Oh, that makes me want to stab fuckers. I hate
love that cover.
They ruined that song.
They did not.
I don't care how
amazing.
good or how bad people think that David Draymond sang that song. Oh, he sings it so great. Fuck off. Simon and Garfunkel is so much better. And no, fuck that guy.
It's different. It's just different. They're both
nobody cares.
good.
See, the point was, if you watch the original Genesis music video, that shit will fuck your world up. You'll have nightmares.
There was a Pearl Jam video, that an animated one that was animated by Todd McFarlane, that kind of gets me every time. That was shit. It was I gotta find it. Pearl Jam. And there was a music video for Do the Evolution, which was animated by Todd McFarlane. And that one has some imagery in it that will get you.
Yeah.
Do the Evolution was good. Yeah.
I remember that one.
Let me see. Colorado Biker says, did anyone catch Nephilim Free making an ass of himself on the dinos living with humans debate? Nephilim Free is a fucking joke. Nephilim Free is just trash. This guy was in Discord last night. I say this because this cat, Nephilim Free, was in Discord last night trying to convince us that God gave him the power to heal his wife's diabetic neuropathy. And his wife is like, God is talking to me. He says you need to accept him and love him, and then put your hands on my legs. And he put his hands on her legs, and then her neuropathy went away.
Citation required.
Citation fucking needed. So yeah, but yeah, that dude is out there, seriously out there. So yeah, but I imagine dinos living with humans. I imagine that's just ridiculous shit. Yeah. Although if it's up on YouTube, I'll check it out. Let me see. Yes, Redding, like The Ring, Tim Boldman. See, it says Salo was disturbing. Yes, Salo was a bad one. Salo and
you gotta watch out for those foreign horror films, man.
Yeah, Salo and 120 Days of Salo and 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah, they'll fuck you up.
Was it Salo? Was it Salo or 120 Days of Sodom? Damn it! There was two movies. Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom. There was a film that came out in 1975. Salo was bad, and a Serbian film. That was the other one.
Yeah.
Salo and a Serbian film. Both of those were, and of course, August Underground was a more recent one that one's really, really rough. August Underground was bad, and The House That Jack Built was really gnarly. So that was a recent one with Matt Dillon. So which was kind of shocking, but yeah. And of course, next week on Week in Horror, we're going to be talking about the Lars von Trier film Antichrist. That one is a really rough one. That one's pretty hardcore. So I know that I think that you guys have not seen it yet. I've seen it twice. I love Lars von Trier. I love his work. Melancholia is a magnificently beautiful film. It was the second one in his Depression trilogy. Antichrist was the first. Man, this one's gonna hit you where it counts. It really will. Ryan and Ann says, we talk about this while I'm playing Resident Evil 8. Robert Castle says The Thing circa 84 was scary as fuck. Yeah, the work of Rob Bottin. Yeah.
The best part about that, what makes that one frightening is the whodunit type thing. It could be any one of us, and then remote isolation. The enemy is behind enemy line, all that shit, everything about it, the psychological thing that goes on. Yeah, such a good film. Yeah. And then the performances of all of the actors. Everybody in that movie was good. Everybody.
Yeah. Let's see. Colorado Biker says, how did they know Jeffrey Dahmer had dandruff? from the Head and Shoulders in the bathroom.
Well played.
Well played.
Well played.
Bob Nodell says, jail, time for me to bounce. 3:30 a.m. here. Disappointed Otangelo was a no-show again. Bummer.
Otangelo won't show back up here.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. But good to see you, Bob Nodell. Thanks for coming out, bud. And I'll catch you on the next one. Let me see. Why was The Blob a horror back then? Now it's a comedy.
It wasn't a comedy. It's not a comedy.
Especially not the 88 one. The 88
no.
one was, yeah.
They killed the kid in that one. They said, fuck this kid. He's a bastard. We're going to kill this kid.
Redding says films like House on the Left or related types like like I Spit on Your Grave, Straw Dogs, basically rape and revenge films. Yep. We addressed rape and revenge films early on in Week in Horror. I think it's season 1. We addressed rape and revenge films that are really the intensity of that kind of stuff. Let's see. Daryl M says The News is the scariest horror movie I've ever watched. Agreed. It can be pretty damn scary.
Yep.
Dahmer had his guests for dinner. Robert Caslow. It's great. In fact, he says, wait till they make a movie about 2020. Damn straight. Oh, in fact, he says, wait, already done that. Did you see that? What was it? I think it was a 2016. We've talked about this before. It's like a horror trailer for 2016. Everybody's dying really weird, and all of a sudden it turns out the killer is a guy in a Donald Trump mask. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I've got to find this. I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna find this.
I see that somebody else, Tony Regime jumped in. Good to see you, Tony Regime, says hi, plot hole. And
hey, what's
hi,
up, Tony?
Good to see Tony Regime in the house. President Starscream says, what about Nevermore's cover of Sound of Silence?
Okay. I don't know. I'm more. Man.
You like the original shit.
There are people who do covers and do them well. Sound of Silence is a tough one for me because I just like the Simon & Garfunkel version.
Okay, what about Running Up That Hill? Kate Bush? Because you got 3 right now that are popular. You got the Kate Bush original. You've got fucking hell! The electro or the placebo. You got the placebo cover. God, it took me a second. You got the placebo cover, and then you got the Meg Myers cover. And I think Meg Myers is extremely talented.
I have to go back and listen.
The Kate Bush one is pretty damn amazing, as well. I'll say this. I love the Kate Bush version. So, all right, let me see here. So Colorado Biker said, Suit Kettle says Salo almost made me almost puke. Agreed. Yeah. Salo was pretty bad. Colorado Biker says, let me scroll back up. Robert Castle says Nephilim Free is a twat waffle. Yes, Nephilim Free is a twat waffle. Redding says
insult to twat waffles.
It's an insult to twat waffles. Redding says he was saying that God put the Noah animals in a sleep state to make the half-year arc ride work. What is that? Ad hoc? What is that?
Yeah,
what do they call it? It's ad hoc. In fact, it says there's talk of making a horror movie in 2030. It's simply called Trump.
Check the private chat.
Okay. Colorado Biker says Nephi thinks the craters on the moon are from ice chunks from the Great Flood's eruption of water leaving orbit. Physics be damned.
Just look at him like, yeah, you're right. Cool. You're right. And then walk off.
Charlie Welch says Dahmer could have sold Almond Joy. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
I got to say, I watched some more of that ladies. You know what I'm talking about. That dude just walked up on his wife. Hey, Jen, nice outfit. I hope you don't throw up on it whenever I make this noise. And she can't. She has like that bad gag reflex.
Oh, the reflexive gag reflex.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Turing Test 2 says best cover. The Stranglers Walk on By. I don't know. Manson's cover of Sweet Dreams is up there for me.
That's not a guy that I wish he would just not do covers.
I wish he would just not do things. Tony Regime says, what about the Portal cover of Sound of Silence?
Oh, from the game?
Oh, Portal cover of Sound of Science.
I'm not. There's like spoofs, or I'm good with spoofs or parodies.
Portal: The Sound of Science by Harry Cunningham.
Hairy paratesticles.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm going to have to watch that. So I have pulled it up on YouTube. I'm definitely going to give that a look. Let's see. Reddick says, so I asked my wife, what is the funniest horror film? She answered Ghostbusters.
I mean,
I do not think she got my question. And Tony Regime says, best cover the Stranglers did was People Are Strange.
That's just a fact.
That's just a fact?
Yeah, it's just a fact.
So, dang, I have to check out this whole thing if Nephilim Free, that Nephilim Free did. Oh, what is this? I got a new comment. Oh, I got an angry comment.
You did.
So this is on my it just popped up. What is this? Comment was from 2 hours ago, but apparently I just got the notification now. I hate YouTube sometimes.
They're pretty fucking slow.
Let's see. Jevat and Meha says, Jay, okay, now we're reading comments. I've never read a comment. Maybe I could just pull this up. Let me see.
Show it on screen.
So I can show it on screen. Actually, what I probably ought to do is... No, I'm because I got other stuff up here. I probably don't want to share that just for the live stream sake. Let me see here. Javat May, I said, JL, you are a liar, a fool, and a slanderer. This is on the John MacArthur video. The one I did about John MacArthur out in California. Yeah, this is about the John MacArthur one. Let me see here. It says, you are a liar, a fool, and a slanderer. Proverbs 10:18. Although when he put 10:18, it came out as a timestamp. Whoever conceals hatred has lying lips, and one who spreads slander is a fool. Friend, this is God's word speaking directly to you. Go away, slanderer. God's wrath abides on you. God has no pleasure
from your own channel. Go away.
God has no pleasure in fools like yourself. Begone, Satan's servant. You speak with hellfire tongue. He misspelled tongue. James 3:6.
Oh, jeez.
I fucking love some of the shit that I get here. I love some of this stuff. Yes, James 3:6. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil amongst the body of the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire. So just goofy shit like that. But yeah, Proverbs 10:18. That's hilarious. Oh yeah. So Fred Nonsens just closed the porn channel.
Yep.
I don't want to lose my place.
I mean, come on. I mean, you find a good one, you know.
I don't want to lose my position in the film.
Oh fuck.
Colorado Biker says, "Hail Satan, and hail Sagan." Absolutely. I love some of the hate, some of the angers. I've got this new guy who is blowing up my comments. He goes by I Am. And I should address this. So this guy named I Am on YouTube is not who he is on Discord. He got into one of the stages. He came up on one of the stages that we were doing. And he was trying to redefine philosophical terms or schools of philosophical thought in order to fit his new narrative. He says he doesn't believe in God, but he believes that God is essentially like a representation of other shit. And it was fucking weird. No one thinks this way. It's just very, very strange. So eventually I got tired of him trying to do this. It's like, no, you're misrepresenting this. You're misrepresenting this. He's like, no, you're misrepresenting me. I'm like, no, you have no idea what you're talking about. So he booted him off the stage. This guy has been a thorn in my, or he's tried to be a thorn in my ass by just comment bombing my videos. He'll like go through them and just like comment bomb. And of course I've got to respond to it. Like this whole concept that there is an objective standard of morality, and then like he's misquoting stuff. He doesn't understand what these definitions are. He thinks it's a gotcha if I bring up God in part of an argumentation, like you believe in God, so you believe that this, and like this is, I never mentioned God, but it's funny you did, and like, that's
not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I'm commenting to you. I know you believe in a God. You believe in like this deistic thing, and you think that this objective moral standard comes from it. Like, no, there cannot be. I'll make this really clear. Oh, Sue Kettle says, "Hail Randy Marsh." I don't know who Randy Marsh is, but hail him. Hail Randy Marsh. And Hail Satan, hail Sagan, hail bacon. Fucking A.
Could use some bacon
Colorado
right
biker. I like it. Oh, bacon sounds good right now.
now.
Colorado biker says, I don't do religion for bacon reasons. Fucking A. Steamy Cup says, does it just me, or does it seem like the Bible is written by a hillbilly?
Well, it would have been a bunch of hillbillies, actually.
Yeah. So there is no such thing, and I'm going to say this unequivocally, there is no such thing as objective morality.
Nope.
Okay? It cannot exist. There is no objective morality. And the reason for this is because moral systems are imposed and implemented by the authority. They are the ones who dictate it. So it doesn't make it an objective standard. It may be the rule for everybody to follow, or the ones that we agree upon, but there is no, because whatever is, if they say there is a God, and that God said this is what is moral, this is the moral framework, that moral framework is subjective to God, because God has decided what is and what is not, and God could change his mind. God, because apparently God did, and we have, if you believe in this, God demonstrated this with the stance on slavery in the Bible. Apparently at one time it was okay, and now it is not okay anymore. So obviously the moral standard has altered, has changed from biblical times to now, to contemporary times. So there is no such thing as objective morality, because if it's just simply God sets the moral standard, because God is the biggest, baddest fucker on the galaxy, in the universe. God is Leroy Brown. Leroy Brown says what you can and cannot do. That's it. Now, it would be objective for God if God was held to a standard, something basically said that it cannot be any like this way. But what would constrain God to holding to a particular morality? Whatever power is doing that, it is subjected to that power if there's an agency there. So you just get an infinite regress of subjectivity. If it's objective to God, then there's something that's holding God to that standard. God can't operate outside of that standard.
You can make the argument, right? You can make the argument that certain morality is objective, like, for instance, incest, right? We consider that bad, and you can make the argument that
it's psychological and physiological harmful, right?
Psychologically and physiologically harmful. But that's the point. The reason why we say it's bad is because, and again, I don't think that I don't think that we should be involved in incest at any point, shape, whatever. That should not be a thing. So I want to make sure I go on the record. I do not support incest. It is bad. Don't do it. Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing with necrophilia.
Yeah,
I was like, necrophilia. There's nothing objectively evil. There's nothing objectively evil about it. It is
right.
It's immoral because we agree it's immoral. It's gross.
So it's back to the social contract. But the reason why we have the social contract is because we want to see that our species doesn't die out.
Right.
Which is what will happen if we overwhelmingly go towards incestual reproduction. You're going to start seeing the hills have eyes everywhere.
Tim Boldman says, we have modern social objective morality subject to provisional review. It's called company policy.
Yep.
Yeah, it is subjective. It's subjective to us. If you remove God from the equation, it's the exact same thing.
Right.
We set the moral standard.
Well, see, but that's the argument.
It's subjective simply to us, and we set the standard. So it's either God is subjectively setting the standard for us, or we are setting the subjective standard for ourselves. And morality cannot be subjective. Just like ethics are subjective.
You mean
there is no ethical morality? No, morality cannot be objective.
There you go.
Morality is always subjective.
You said can't be. You said can't be subjective. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, morality is always subjective.
Yeah,
and it's the same as ethics. With ethics, more deals with the individual, with your individual character. What is ethical to you? And then, of course, the moral standard that we all agree to live by is a part of the social contract. So these things are completely subjective. There is no such thing as objective morality. Even if there is a God, it is subjected to that God. Plain and simple. So this whole objective morality argument is just absolutely silly. And I don't understand why they don't get it. The same conversation you mentioned, incest in there. The same thing came up about necrophilia. And of course, you can say it about a number of other things. You want to talk about slavery, talk about genocide, like that. If you want to talk about
necrophilia, bestiality, stuff like that. There's a reason
self-termination.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we think those we have agreed that those are morally wrong. And it has to do with the fact that we're trying to, continue the species, so to speak.
Colorado biker, why do you screw a sheep at the edge of a cliff? So they push back. Color Biker says, "Oh, Fred Knott says avoid the ones with an X spray painted on the ass. They kick."
That's fucked up.
Oh no! Somebody said that. No, it said Color Biker said there is objectionable morality. It's all in the Bible. Very true. And so someone said that saying it was written by hillbillies is an insult to hillbillies. Someone just said, I think it was Colorado Biker said, it bugs me that people, as a hillbilly, oh no, Fred Knott says, as a hillbilly, I resent that comment. But it fits. Damn dumb neighbors. That's hilarious. Oh, Tony Regime says, Jail, how about writing a script for Romeo and Juliet, a tragic love story with zombies? I'm strongly considering it. There's another one that I'm definitely working on, which involves zombies, but it's not Romeo and Juliet. It's more in line with my personal channel, and I think it will be amazing. I think it would be cool. But I am working on something similar, just not one of the Shakespearean deals. Let me see here. Steam a Couple Reasons says it's kind of like disequilibrium. That can't be a thing.
Right.
Yeah. And Fred Knott says, oh, no, I already read that one. And President Starscream says, David Farland offered a much better moral system is the Rune Lord's fantasy novels than any holy book ever given us. That's an interesting thing. So, for example, if God is omniscient and God knows all things, all states, no matter how you want to define. I have run into so many Christians nowadays or theists who are trying to redefine omniscience. And omniscience is not defined that way. It's like,
yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But say it is omniscient, then it would know the most moral system for us to live by because it is omniscient.
Right.
It would know what is the most moral system. So the moral system it handed down, we can say is not the most moral system that you could live by, the one that it handed down in through Mosaic law. So, and then of course they adjusted, the new covenant and all, there were some improvements made in the New Testament, but still not the most moral system you could live by. Why would an omniscient being not simply give humans the most moral system you could live by? Why does the moral system handed down by the omniscient God kind of match the culture at the time?
Right. The funniest answer I get from people who just like to argue the theistic argument is, well, God wanted us to learn. And my rebuttal to that is, well, what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah. Any form of lesson or learning becomes completely arbitrary in the face of an omniscient creator.
Exactly. If this person is already all-knowing, all-seeing, all good, all this, all that, blah, 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 what's the point? Is it he just made some toys and wanted to see what would happen with his toys? We're just a game. That's it.
Some of them will say that because he created us, he has the right to do whatever he wants with us. It's like, fuck that asshole.
But just because
you made the toys,
that doesn't make him omnibenevolent. That contradicts omnibenevolence.
Especially giving us agency and the ability to choose.
Hang on a second. It also contradicts the omniscience.
Agreed.
So there are logical fallacies and problems with those arguments, and
I get it. If you want to make toys and then break those toys, fine. You want to make toys, then give them sentience and then give them the ability to choose whether you exist and then withhold information that would help to justify a decision. And you get some, and then all of a sudden you're shocked by how many people decide that that you don't exist. And then you want to break your toys because they chose to do what you basically set the stage for them to do.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
It's so many logical contradictions to the situation. It ultimately would result in me being an atheist. But if this God were to exist, fuck that asshole. Or at least the one the Bible is referring to.
The one that people derive from the Bible.
Let's see. Rubbercast has an atheist channel. Can't remember the name. Showcased a worm that infests humans as an example of God's love. I don't know about a worm, but I know the amoeba, the brain-eating amoeba.
Yep.
That can go up your nose and devour your brain and kill you within 48 hours. Yep. Many people lost their lives to that bad boy.
Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you. Especially the brain-eating amoebas.
Yep.
It's like something out of a sci-fi horror film. Fred nods, esteeming up a reason. I pointed out to Rachie that equilibrium was a balance between two forces. She's right. She went straight to gravity isn't real. Such a dishonest attention hoe.
I had hope for Rachie for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we all
That was
did.
it. 2 minutes. And then
God equals the square root of -1. God can suck my balls. If the thing exists in the Bible, like I said, it's either misidentified and does not have the attributes it has in the Bible, or the thing does not exist. And because I don't accept supernatural explanations for shit that can't be explained, I'm an atheist. That's what it comes down to. Redding says there is no figure in history that matches the God of the Bible in terms of genocide. Not even Zeus was that bad. And Zeus was bad.
I don't know.
Zeus didn't engage in the wanton slaughter like Yahweh did. Zeus did not engage in that
Impaler
shit.
was pretty. He was.
Yeah. I mean, but he was real.
Well, I know, but he's talking about what was that again? What did he say?
There is no figure in history that matches the God of the Bible. Okay, I'd say there are two: Vlad Tepes and Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan, yeah. And then maybe you can argue H-Man.
Yeah, H-Man, and
but
maybe Alexander the Great.
The fucked up thing is, if you look at H-Man, he murdered a lot of fucking people. A lot of people, not just Jews. But if you take a look at Stalin, that dude did like 36 million to H-Man 6 million. But we talk about H-Man.
There's some bad ones. Let me see. Rubber Cats said the channel had the circle of life singing while the worm was being extracted. Bot flies, an example of God's love.
That's just an interesting animal altogether. Bot flies. The way they get into you, it's not even the fly. Like, the fly itself doesn't put it into you. The fly craps it onto a mosquito, and a mosquito puts it on you. What the fuck? Talk about a convoluted way to fuck your world up.
Yep. President Starscream says the moment your toys become self-aware and intelligent, you lose your right to control them. Just ask the Quintessence.
Break them. Break them all.
Edison Carter says the biblical God story included a bit saying there were other gods, but the main character was so petty and narcissistic they made threats for acknowledging or worshiping anyone else.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day.
We did. God equals square root of -1 says God is way worse than H-Man. Biblical God.
Baba God.
Robert Caslow. Stalin has a body count.
Yeah, nobody talks about it though. Nobody talks about what Stalin did. Everybody wants to talk about what H-Man did. Nobody talks about. Well, I didn't say nobody, but it doesn't get the same kind of attention.
Colorado Biker says the one and only true God, Pongo the Gigantic, has killed billions just in disguise as other gods. Pongo the Gigantic. I'd be more inclined to worship that. Redding says all but Noah and his kin, and how many of us are set to go to hell for not believing him? Half the world, at least. Agreed. It's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. And I had check this out. I had an interesting convo on Discord. It was PMARS, and we addressed the kind of utilitarian aspect of religion, what it gives to people, the kind of with the appeal to emotion that it does things for people. Like, it gives them hope. It gives them a motivation to get up in the morning, gives them drive. And they said, similar to him, without it, it's just despair. And that's completely subjective. I understand the appeal to emotion, the idea that there is no inherent value, but that just means you can set the value. So this comes down to, I think, and it sounds dark to put it that way, but correct me if I'm wrong, this comes down to a character thing. This is the individual, because it was deeply empowering to set my own standard, to basically set the standard for myself. This is my purpose. This is why I choose to be here. My life doesn't have, and my life doesn't have a justification for simply being here, other than the fact that my parents smashed and here I am. So what is my?
I like how you say that. I'm here because my parents smashed.
Pretty much. So the whole why? Well, there is no why.
Here's the thing.
result of biological process. So determine for yourself.
Let me ask you, why does it matter why you're here?
Does there have to be an agential reason for why you're here? No, there doesn't.
Okay, so now if there doesn't have to be an agential reason why you're here, why does it matter why you're here?
Wait.
Think about it for a second. Why does it matter that you're here? Why does it matter? Why does your purpose matter?
Inherently, it doesn't.
Okay.
And I don't think it does.
So then why does it matter?
It matters because it doesn't matter.
Because we want it to matter.
Yeah, well, yeah, it matters because
ultimately,
I think is not beautiful because it lasts. Is the point in that it matters to me because it doesn't matter to anyone else,
right?
To the universe. Yeah.
Here's the thing: people are afraid to be responsible for themselves,
right?
So they want to push this. Well, I'm here and I have a purpose, and God's going to give me this purpose. No, he's not. Even if let's say that God is for real, right? He's not here to give you purpose. God is not here to give you purpose. You need to figure that shit out for yourself. What is your purpose?
Right. And that was, to me, that was empowering.
Yeah,
it was empowering to be like, I can take
control, take the reins, take control of your own purpose.
Now
you decide what's important to you.
To take the ring out of your nose. You
need to decide ultimately what you think, how you want to be remembered. If you want to be remembered, what do you want on your tombstone? Here lies a crotchety old bastard, rest in peace, or
pepperoni and olives.
Pepperoni and olives, thank you. Whatever, you know what I mean? That's like I said.
Come on, those commercials were great. Blindfold? No. Cigarette? No. What do you want on your tombstone? Pepperoni and olives.
It was very clever. It was very clever.
It was good, yes.
Yeah. Again, commercial. That was what, late 80s, early 90s?
Oh, yeah. That was old ones, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. But that's the thing. That's the thing. You decide what your purpose is. You decide. You figure it out for yourself.
Exactly. And I really, it was scary at first.
Stop waiting for someone or something else to determine what you do with your life.
Right. No one's good. Yeah, no one's going to determine it for you. Or actually, they can determine it for you.
Yeah.
And the question, how far along that are you? Are you going to let it go? And, if you don't determine your purpose for yourself, someone's going to come along and give you a purpose or make you think that you have, that your purpose is this. Nobody should be giving you your purpose. That's part of the experience of life, is determining what you want for you. It's one of the great experiences. It's kind of like one of the aspects of being human.
Right.
And, just discovering who you are, so that you are the separate individual that you are, and you are not just an extension of something else.
Exactly.
Let me see.
Fred nods.
What did Fred not say? My purpose is to win the lottery. Reality isn't complying. Goddamn reality. Colorado Biker says, I invented my own religion specifically to mock and make fun of all theologies. I like it.
Sent you something on Facebook.
And President Starscream says, reality is often disappointing. It sometimes is. Sometimes it's
it doesn't have to be, though.
Yeah. Right now, reality is pretty amazing for, I think, us at this time being. At this juncture.
It's interesting.
I'm loving it. I'm riding high. I'm on cloud 9. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna last forever. There will be ups and downs. But I am loving this.
Forever.
But it can't rain all the time. Come
Just
on.
a cold November rain?
No. Come on. It can't rain all the time.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Really? Just gonna give up?
I'm tired, man. I've been up since
those excuses don't work for me.
Yeah, no, they don't.
It's The Crow.
I don't fucking like that movie. Oh my god! I broke jail. Look at him. I broke him.
Blasphemy!
Now, let's be honest. The only
For
reason
blasphemous heathen
the only reason
to the
why you,
stocks with you.
the only reason why you like
I'm
that
sorry,
movie
I love
is,
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee. Yeah, that's the only reason why you like that movie is because Brandon Lee died in it.
No, because Brandon Lee was fucking amazing in that movie. Everyone was amazing. Michael Wincott, Tony Todd, John.
Exactly. He was
Polito?
so good. You don't even
Polito?
remember his name.
John Polito, I think his name was. But everyone was fucking amazing in that movie.
No, there's nothing wrong. It wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah, I'm not huge into those. Johnny, your movie tastes suck.
Stick to music, man.
I mean, whatever.
You
Look,
tell him,
here's the
Fred
thing.
Knotts. You tell
Here's
him.
the thing, Fred Knotts. You like whatever you like. I'm not asking you to like what I like. Why are you trying to make me conform?
Had an amazing soundtrack.
Why are you trying to make me conform to what you believe?
Oh, don't even pull that stunt.
Oh, I am. I'm pulling
Look
that
at you
because-
telling me what I can't do because of color of my skin. You're the racist.
Whoa.
It's a Clerks 2 reference.
Clerks 2, I know.
You can't bring it back. It's like, look at you telling me what I can do. I was like, what the fuck?
Look how we went there. We went there. Yeah.
Did Robert Caslow. Are you two married? It's like not to each other.
No.
In another life.
Another life, or
let me see. You actually, what was this? What is the YouTube link you sent me?
which one?
Oh, 2016, the movie trailer. Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, there's that one. And then I sent
Sweet.
one on the old Facebooks.
Cool.
So people actually can get some context of what we're talking about every now and again.
Right.
They probably need to see this. You should share this one.
Good stuff. Oh, dude, I don't know if I can share the trailer. I don't know if I can.
Well, you don't have to share the trailer. You can share the one that's the other one I sent you on Facebook.
Oh, I haven't looked over at Facebook just yet. President Starscream says you're allowed to not like The Crow, and I'm allowed to like black licorice.
Exactly. If you like black licorice, you like black licorice. That's the thing. I never look. Here's the thing. If I say I don't like something, that means I don't like it. Doesn't mean I'm saying you have to not like it. You like it. Just don't ask me to like it because I don't.
Oh, Fred Knott says, Johnny, have you watched Yesterday?
My troubles are so far away.
The movie Yesterday about the guy who wakes up in a world where the Beatles never existed, but he remembers all the Beatles songs.
I want to say I have seen this one.
The Danny Boyle film.
Danny Boyle. Let me look. I think so. It's been a minute.
All my troubles seem so far away.
So it's recent though, wasn't it?
That was pretty recent.
Movie?
Yeah, I think it was 2018. 2019. Yeah. And then it was funny.
I think
cute.
I've started to watch it, but I got distracted.
And then he ends up dumping all of the music for free at the end so that people can start profiting off it because the Beatles songs belong to the world. So he dumps it for free on the internet and just throws them out there. And then later at the end, he's like, he accepts he's just going to live a normal life. He's not going to profit off of the Beatles. So he just decides to lead a normal life of a regular musician, and then right there at the end discovers that Harry Potter doesn't exist in that universe.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, it's it was kind of like Harry Potter. It's like who? Harry Potter. What is that? Credits.
Yep. I need to check it out because I like I said, I need to sit down and watch. There's a lot of movies I need to sit down and watch, but I think I remember seeing that one. And I think I saw the trailer for it.
It was good. It was a cute movie.
That one. Yeah, I think I saw the trailer for it.
I think it was the Kate McKinnon's character, the agent. He's like, well, we signed you to a contract. We put you out there, and we put you out there. We do all kinds of stuff, and then you make a lot of money, and we take most of it.
That's fucking true. I don't know if anybody here has ever dealt with music contracts, but man, everybody thinks that musicians young and stupid, right? You see your fucking favorite rock stars on stage, like, oh man, I want to be like that. I want to do what they do. You look at a band like Metallica, and they got a lot of money now because they purchased the rights to their songs back from the record companies when they sold them. I remember speaking to a local band, or I've known this kid since he was, like in middle school. His dad used to bring him to the guitar shop that I worked at and bought him all this stuff. And he was a huge supporter of their. He was really cool, really cool dad. Whatever they needed, he bought it for him because he believed in helping his kid. I want to encourage them. I want to encourage them to play and explore this stuff. And he was a very hardworking person. Did a lot of construction, but wanted the best for his kids. So I've known these guys for a long time. Watched them grow up. Watched them in the music scene. They stole their way onto the Warped tour. They knew a guy who had access to a tour bus. And this guy said, you guys can use a tour bus whenever we're off tour. You guys can use it. All you got to do is pay the maintenance and, take care of it, gas and all that stuff. No big deal. You can use it. So when I forget which band it was, but when that band was off tour, they were on tour and the Warp Tour was going on at the same time. Well, they had played at so many different places. They knew this other band, like, hey guys, we can get you onto the side stage at the Vans Warp Tour. Just come over to this place, get on up here. And they did. And they had such a good reaction, a good crowd reaction that they say, hey, let's do it again this next. Just follow us for a little bit. And we'll get you on when we can. Put you on side stage, and then some of the other smaller guys. Well, they said that one day they were on their tour bus after a show, after playing the side stage, and the guy who runs the Vans Warp Tour knocked on their tour bus and got up there and said, and looked at him and said, who the fuck are you guys? And how the fuck did you get on this tour? Right. So they thought they were in trouble.
Amazing.
Yeah. They were like, no, I don't understand. You guys don't have any management. You don't have a label. You have nothing. How did you guys get on this tour? And they explained it to him, the story. And they said, well, that's cool. Make sure you follow us until the end of the tour.
Oh,
so yeah, they, like I said, they thought they were in trouble. Like, no, you guys are doing,
you need to stay.
You need to stay because people want to watch you. You're getting a good reaction. So after that was done, naturally, this guy said, hey, look, this band, check them out. And a bunch of record labels started throwing record contracts at him. So they got 10 of them.
Nice.
And they took they took all 10 of these contracts to their attorney, who charged them $10,000 per to read. So yeah, $100,000 to read these. And their attorney came back and said, well, you're gonna have to pick your poison, because all 10 of these are so heavy in favor of the record label. So you guys, you're gonna have to sell you have to sell the rights to your name. You have to sell, yeah. That's the thing. You sell the rights to your name, you sell the rights to all your merchandise, you sell the rights to your songs. You don't own your songs, you perform your songs.
Yeah, the masters become theirs.
All that stuff, the rights to everything. And they said, well, we looked and we found one that was as close to the one that was going to make us the most money. So they got $350,000 to record a record, and they got money for a tour, and there was merchandise sales and all this stuff. And the first $350,000 that the band made had to go back to pay for that, right? The record label took to pay for that record. And then they started making money on record sales. So here they are, whenever they were independent, putting out selling their own CDs, selling their own merchandise, they were making $400 or $500 a day per person. A lot of money. They said, we went to making, $400 or $500 per person to owing money at the end of the day, because they had to take techs, right? The record company said, no, you can't do your own tech work anymore. You have to take these guitar techs, bass techs, drum techs. All these people have to go with you. And that money comes off of your bottom line. You pay them an X amount of money per day. And he said, if we wanted to buy a shirt, if we wanted to go get a shirt for our mother, we had to pay for it. He said, I remember walking into, I think it was like a Hot Topic, and seeing my band's name on a t-shirt with a fucking teddy bear on it. He said, I had never seen this before. We never used any kind of teddy bear. And we asked our labels, like, what the hell's going on with this teddy bear? They said, well, market research says that teddy bears and bands are in. So they just put it up there. Just did it. Didn't ask them about it. Didn't care. Because, again, didn't have to. They didn't own their shit anymore.
Damn.
It was so fucked up. And it was a 3-year deal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Soup Kettle says, my eyelids are now heavily affected by gravity. Got to go get some sleep. Hail Zoidberg. Thank you so much for coming out. Soup Kettle, really appreciate it.
I know, Soup Kettle. I know you were looking forward to hearing what I had to say about the story that I've been working on, but Yeah.
Redding says favorite Beatles albums: 1, Let It Be; 2, Abbey Road; 3, The White Album; 4, Revolver; 5, Rubber Soul. All are very good, and most like Sgt. Pepper more than I do, but I do like it. Awesome. And Fred Knott says that thing you do shows how dirty music industry is.
Yes, it is accurate.
Mm-hmm. And they're not, and I think nowadays they're not even coy about it anymore.
No, they don't care. Look,
you're gonna get raped. You're gonna get just royally reamed. You're gonna get raped. That's pretty much it.
The 90s and the 2000s were like the there's a reason why record labels were really excited and happy that Lars Ulrich took up the Napster cause, because they knew that was a downfall. Yeah. If you look at, so when I saw Metallica for the first time, it was like $78 for 2 tickets. 2 tickets, $78. When I went to go look at Metallica tickets the last time they came in, which was a couple years ago, it was $250 per ticket to watch the screen at Jerry World. That's how far away we're going to be. Fuck that. And part of the reason is they used to make money off of record sales, but now they're not selling records. They're selling MP3s. They're selling singles at 99 cents a pop. So now, as opposed to making $1 a record, $1 a book, so to speak, now they're making 10 cents per. I was talking with a buddy of mine who was good friends with Vinnie Paul, and they were at the bar. Vinnie Paul was sitting there drinking with my buddy Warren, and somebody saw Vinnie Paul there, went over to one of the Touch Tunes machines and put on Cowboys from Hell because it's Vinnie Paul. Yeah. And, you know, the guy was like, oh, and everything. And Vinnie Paul says, yeah, if I can get about 100 more people to do that, I might make 5 cents.
Shit.
Yeah.
President Starscream says, damn, screw record labels and the industry in general. Yeah, the RIA is pretty fucked up. Redding says Christian rock. Not very good from what I heard. I would also agree with that. Although I will say this. There are a few bands that I found out after the fact were Christian bands, and I still like their sound. Like, I like Skillet. I happen to like Skillet's music. When I know that they're singing about God or they're singing, to God, I just replace it with my wife. That's just the focus of the song for me. I just replace it with my wife. So, Commander Darklight says Ray Charles was one of the first to get a fairer contract, saying, "If you want me, this is how it's going to be."
Look, now here's the thing: the bigger you get, like Tool did it right. Tool figured it out pretty quick. They made enough money to buy the rights to their music back, and they've been producing, and they've been their own record label for the longest time. So they've made money off their shit. Metallica, they went back and purchased the rights to their music from Elektra, and they own all their stuff now. That's doing it right. And nowadays it's easier. There comes a point in time where you get big enough, right? And Ray Charles, when he left Atlantic and went to Sony, he told Sony, like, I'm going to own the masters. You guys will make money off of me, but I'm owning the masters. But that didn't happen. Like, Atlantic owned the first 4 or 5 of his masters. That's how record labels make money. And I get it. I understand that record labels are putting up a lot of money to promote and put you out there and do all that stuff. But nowadays with the internet, with work, you can do a lot of that yourself. And it's very cost effective. It's not going to be as fast as like with a major label, but you can do it. You can do it.
Well, nowadays it's just, you have one video that smashes 10 million views.
Yeah.
You're off and running. I mean, that's how essentially Lana Del Rey got picked up. And God, I'm a huge fan of Lana Del Rey. I really am. Let me see here real quick. Oh, let me see here. John Norris. Hey, good to see you, John Norris. Thank you for coming by. Thank you so much. I think the dirtiest move record companies makes when they bury a band's music because it competes with a bigger band that they promote that has a similar sound.
Yep,
that's pretty shitty. Yeah.
Roadrunner did that to Mushroom Head. Mushroom Head was making records years before Slipknot, but because people liked Slipknot better, they thought they were more aggressive. If you look at Mushroom Head and Slipknot, they're basically the same band. Big, 9-piece, 9 members wearing masks, doing this kind of shock show. But for some reason, Slipknot seemed to tickle the people's fancy a little better. Roadrunner shelved Mushroom Head's first 2 albums.
Ugh, suck.
And there's nothing you can do about that as a band. You can, because again, you don't own the name, you don't own your band name, and you don't own the rights to that music. Now, if you go back to your contract, you might be able to sue them for breach of contract if they're not holding up their end of the bargain when it comes to, well, you know, if their contract says that they're going to distribute your stuff within a certain amount of time, then you can be like, hey, you guys, you know, but how many of these bands can afford to take on, you know, multi-million-dollar music industry? They have more attorneys on retainer than a little bit.
Yeah, essentially the same. In fact, I think one of their masks is almost identical.
Oh yeah, DJ Sid Wilson, not Sid Wilson. Who was it?
The one with the sinister looking mask.
Yeah.
Corey Taylor's new mask.
Oh God. I so wanted to throw a water balloon at him.
I like his old one, the one with the dreads.
I like Slipknot when they first came out. Their first record was amazing. But then they kept making records. It just isn't like, okay, all right.
And then they just kept making records. Yeah.
I
like Corey. I like Corey's old mask. I do. I like the one with the the dreads.
Yeah.
I push my fingers. And, yeah.
Yeah, that song. Fuck that song. Fuck that album. Volume 3, did not like Subliminal. Did not like that album.
Tony Regime says, when I saw Metallica, it was £12 for a ticket to see 6 bands. ZZ Top headlined. Very cool. Robert Caslow says, ICP are believers.
I'm a fat guy in clown makeup. And you're
Have you
listening to me?
You see the upcoming documentary about ICP and how the FBI was treating them as an organized gang element, the Juggalos. God. And that it essentially was when it went to court. I mean, it's pretty huge. It essentially looks at the effect that ICP had on the music as essentially the FBI was looking at as a means to try and curtail freedom of speech and using ICP and similar acts as justification that under the auspices of the First Amendment they were organizing as a gang. And so it was
a gang of what? A bunch of guys who want to dump fuego on the world?
So it's wild. I didn't expect it. I was like, wait a minute, a documentary about ICP? I was like, that was weird. But it was ICP is United States of Insanity. Yes. Insane Clown Posse versus the FBI documentary, United States of Insanity. Essentially, the deal for the documentary about the rap group ICP and Siren fans known as Juggalos fighting back against the fans being classified as a gang organization by the FBI a decade ago comes as the feature is ready for its world premiere. So, yep, with the help of the ACLU, which filed a federal lawsuit against the FBI. Okay, here it was. Directed by Tom Putnam and Brenna Sanchez, the film centers on Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, the rappers who make up the world's most hated band, who find themselves as unwitting warriors for the First Amendment. With the help of the ACLU, which filed a federal lawsuit against the FBI, the band fights to uncover the reasons behind the designation as a gang, as an organized gang, and to be removed from the gang list as their fans begin losing their jobs, to have their children put into protective custody and face jail time, all because of the music they like.
Yikes.
Juggalo gangs.
Whereas I'm not a fan of ICP. I don't think they're dangerous. They tried the same shit with NWA.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Let me see. Good dog. Okay, yep. And then Colorado Rebecca says good documentary. Commander Doug says rest in peace, Joey Jordanson. Yeah. Okay, Glass Monster, spanners, wrenches. We realized, all of us kind of collectively realized that we needed to be a little bit more discerning when giving out wrenches, and that there was like a lot of wrenches out there. So we've had to kind of pull back on just handing out wrenches willy-nilly. So it's going to be a little bit more, I'm going to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Decisive?
Selective
When it comes out. It just, certain circumstances. I know it's completely arbitrary. I know it's subjective like this, but yeah, we're just being a little bit more close to the vestige, or like just willy-nilly throwing out wrenches. We realized that we just needed, given what's going on some other channels, we realized we needed kind of like not be as liberal with the spanner control. So
I think that's what's going to happen. I think I'm going to eventually just delete all of mine and then hand them back out to the ones that have been there for long enough that have shown me that like limits. Because the whole reason of having mods is to moderate the chat,
right?
So,
and I got a lot of mods because I was pretty liberal with handing out the wrenches at the beginning because I got excited and I was like, Rayo, you get a wrench and you get a wrench and you get a wrench and you get a wrench. And so just I realized I was a little bit too liberal at the beginning, but hey, I was excited, I was monetized, and it was pretty badass. Redding says, being from Iowa, can understand how Des Moines can be the home of a band like Slipknot. Feelings, whoa, feelings, nothing more than feelings.
And meth.
President Starscream says, I may not be a fan of ICP's music, but nor Juggalos ever hurt anybody.
Agreed.
The Colorado Biker says the FBI was trying to get the band for racketeering. That's fucked up. I can't wait to watch this one. It's going to be good. Redding says, gotta run. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much, Redding. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. It's awesome. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Robert Caslow says, I saw Ed O'Reilly go after ICP like they were the Gestapo. Lost all respect for Ed after that.
That's so stupid. Come on,
I
like whatever. What was his? I can't remember his name, but he was all, I'm a fat guy in clown makeup.
Marilyn Manson wears a contact lens. In his right eye. Why are you taking it seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
Colorado Biker says, if you can dodge a wrench, you call dodge a ball. Wait, if you can dodge a wrench, you call dodge a ball. You can dodge a ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Oh my god!
Is this really necessary? Necessary?
Necessary?
Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? Probably not. No, but it's sterile and I like the taste.
No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Yeah. Fucking Rip Torn.
Hey, Crotch Stain. Hey, I've got some hookers back in my room.
Hookers in my room. Suit yourself, queer.
Hey, Crotch Stain. Fucking Rip Taylor is amazing, dude.
Rip Taylor.
Sorry, dang it, Rip Torn. Fucking hell, Rip Taylor. That's another person. That's the Rip Taylor's the goofy guy, right?
With the big bucket of fucking.
Rip, dude, the guy who throws shit at everybody, the confetti to everybody. Rip Torn was fantastic. It was. Yeah. We don't want anybody thinking we're running an intergalactic kegger down here. We don't want anybody thinking we're running an intergalactic kegger.
Yep.
Zed. Will Smith was great.
Yep.
Robert Caswell says fat kids hate dodgeball. Well, what else is new?
I challenge you, Robert Caslow. I was a fat kid that was really good at dodgeball. It was really pissed off the bullies that fucking loved it because they thought, oh, cool, I can just peg them with a ball and get away with beating them up. Like, you could hit me, you fucker. They got so mad at me because they thought it'd be easy. Like, I'm just going to stand there and let them fucking throw a ball at me. No, dumbass. That's the idea. It's in the fucking name of the game. Dodge ball, you jackasses. I'm not going to sit here and let you fucking peg me or peg me.
Oh, look at that. I just glanced over at Discord real quick, and Mr. Batman's out there being insane. Mr. Batman's out there being insane. I think Fifth Assist. Is Fifth Assist running around? Fifth Assist is a flat earther. And a really great. This is a crazy. Yeah, he's just whatever.
You've been going on for 3.5 hours. I'm going to get out of here.
Oh, yeah, I have been. It has been a minute. And Robert Caslow, he says, hey, old guys. When he's trying to get their attention.
Yeah.
Ryan and Ann says ICP dedicate their albums to the butterfly. Story says they once caught one as a kid. It died in a jar before they could release somewhere safe. Evil clowns at jail. Aren't they? Oh, yes, Colorado Biker. Mr. Batman, what a train wreck. Yeah, Mr. Batman's, he's a bad one. He is a bad one. I rewatched his debate with Aaron Ra, and that was just absolutely atrocious. All right. Oh, and look at that right there. I think we're about to close out, but bass here or bass here? There's a fish, so I'm going to say bass.
Yeah, I'm going to say
bass here. And we knew the Husky section at Sears.
That's true.
Oh, it's Sears? It was Mervin's, baby. Mervin's.
Fucking rich people.
Mervin's. I was wearing Lacoste before Lacoste was, popular. It was a little alligator. I was wearing Lacoste when I was a kid, and when people thought it was nerd wear. Now all of a sudden, now like 30 years later, it's popular as shit. I'm like, fuck you. I was wearing Lacoste when I was like 6. Aston's in the house says, JL1, do you think there will ever be a new era like the Beatles, Nirvana, etc.? You don't think so?
Not in mainstream music. You have to go underground for that stuff now. To find the really good stuff, you're not going to find that in mainstream. You have to go underground. You have to go off Broadway.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I know it sucks.
No, I accidentally hit something I shouldn't have. I hit the inspect deal. So.
If you think about it, Metallica is the last band like Metallica. Name another band that's come out after Metallica that's reached that status. Can't do it.
Yeah.
And name one that looks like they're on that trajectory to meet that status.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Can't do it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's changed. The music industry has changed. Some for the better, some for the worse. But it is what it is.
Robert Castle says, Bat Butt tried to justify the incest festival when the flood receded.
Yeah, man. I was like, hey, guys, wait a minute. You talk about objective morality, right? Yes. Incest is bad, right? Of course. You should never fuck your sister. Oh, okay, cool. Explain Noah's flood.
Well, the thing he does now is he'll come into, and just to give you Colorado Biker, I listed two Discord servers in there. One is Politics and Religion, if you want to check out that shit show. And the other one is for Week in Horror, where we talk about horror movies and watch movies and shit.
Week in Horror is better. It's more fun.
It's more fun over there. Mr. Batman has taken it upon himself to come into rooms when people are chatting and basically, to see if I can pull this off. Because I think I've got it down. Why is it bad to be a pedophile, and how do you know it, sir?
Fuck your mother.
There
you go. That's how you answer that question.
Stephen Cover says, I had a kid tell me how much he liked a new band called Led Zeppelin.
Do you remember when... Who was it? When was it Miley Cyrus when she did a song with Ozzy?
Was it Miley and Ozzy?
Was it Miley? I can't remember. It was something like that. But everybody was all, "Oh, it's so nice for her to give that Ozzy band exposure." And
Crazy Train, Wrecking Ball, Ozzy. No, that was Miley Cyrus taps Ozzy Osbourne's team of was it this? Elton John and Chad Smith for a cover of Metallica. Oh, whoa, hang on a sec. Miley Cyrus taps Ozzy Osbourne's team of Elton John and Chad Smith for her cover of Metallica's Nothing Else Matters.
Have you heard this cover?
I have not.
It's awful. Miley, look, hang on. I want to say this. I want to say this really quick. I want to say that I applaud Miley Cyrus for putting herself through rehab and conquering those demons. I think it's something that we should applaud. I think it's something we should recognize. But she has just tore her voice out.
Oh, that is trash.
Are you listening to it? You must be listening to it. It's awful, isn't it?
It's terrible. You know what I heard? She sounds like she's making that sound. Whoever was like, oh,
it's bad.
It's trash.
It's terrible. She should have changed the key to something that is more suitable for her range. But I think she's fucked her voice up. I think all the drugs has fucked her voice up.
Yeah, that's garbage.
She didn't have a great voice to begin with. I'm not a Miley Cyrus hater. If you like Miley Cyrus, you like Miley Cyrus. I've never been a fan. I've never thought she was a great singer. But what little voice she had, it's nowhere to be found on that cover. It is terrible. It is awful. I heard it on the Howard Stern show where she performed it with Metallica, and I had to turn it off. Like, this is terrible.
Yeah, that I heard the first opening bars was like, this is trash.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, that's my opinion. My humble opinion.
Robert Kaz says, check out that shit show. Yeah, it's pretty much a shit show over there, pretty much. And Robert Kaz says he did that one on debate. Then on one debate, yeah, where he jumps in, it's just like, why is pedophilia bad and how do you know it? And I was like,
I tell you what,
stupid
Batman.
fuck.
I'll put the bat signal up. You meet me somewhere, and I'll fucking tell you why. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, mad, Mr. Oh, and look at that. Oh, I'm looking at politics, religion, and he's server muted. Of course he is. Of course he's server muted. He'll just get himself server muted. Well, I mean, I think 3.5 hours has been a pretty fun one. This has been a pretty good stream. Talked about a bunch of cool stuff and got to show everybody the Office vid, which is pretty neat. That's up on YouTube, but it was just I didn't want people to see it before the live stream, so I will make it unlisted so people can see it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So as far as go, I think it's time to wrap it up. Robert Caslow says people reacted to her twerking like she was the first singer to go through puberty. Cough, cough, Christina Aguilera, cough.
Oh my God. Yeah, everybody was fucking really to fucking crucify Miley Cyrus for that. But Robin Thicke, they're like, didn't say a word about him. Didn't say a word about Robin Thicke. Everybody was cool with him doing what he did. Come on, people. He was in the same performance. If you have a problem with what she did, then you have a problem with what he did.
All right. President Starscream says, well, time to go play some video games. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a great night. Thank you, President Starscream, for coming out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for hanging out with us. Fred Knott says, Christina has a real voice, too. Damn straight she does.
I disagree.
She most certainly does. Come on.
She most certainly does not. Disagree. Absolutely disagree. Nope. Sorry. Nope. I'm sorry. Did you saw the Moulin Rouge, right? When right? That's a problem I have with Christina Aguilera. She doesn't know how to sing a song. Everything has to be some sort of fucking vocal solo and all this. It's like, shut the fuck up and just sing the song. You don't have to do all that every goddamn syllable. It sounds awful. It's terrible. It makes you look like you don't really know how to sing. You never see Aretha Franklin do that. You never see fucking Janet Jackson do that. When Whitney Houston did it, it was tasteful and it fit. It's just terrible the way she does that. It's awful.
Damn. Fred Knotts. Oh, no, sorry. Chris Durham's channel. Good night, bud. Thank you for coming out. Ryan and Ann says, later, guys. Keep well, JL and Plothole. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. Tony Receives says, Robert Thicke did get lots of stick for blurred lines. But hang on a sec. It was... what the fuck was the name of that song? Say Something by A Great Big World. She was good in that, and she didn't do all the vocal flourishes in that.
It's just that's the way everything goes nowadays. Like everybody has to have to out flourish. It's like, fuck off, just sing the fucking song.
Okay, so we're winding it down. 3.5 hours we've been out here, and I am not drunk like Team is. That's why he continues going. But nonetheless, wait.
Hey, JL. I love you, man. I love you, JL.
You're not drunk. You don't drink.
I know. I'm just imitating.
Imitating Team. Oh, did you know that someone was impersonating me on Discord?
I did not know this.
Apparently, yeah, I got word from someone named who goes by Little Philosopher on Discord and messaged me. What did he message me? He just messaged me. He said, "Hey, man, someone is impersonating you in the Darth server." And I was like, hilarious. Here in PNR or some other Discord? He's like, PNR. I was like, really? He's like, so yeah, someone's out there impersonating me. It's not, they can't take my name and they can't take my roles. Like I have PNR legend and shit like that. So they can't. So it's obviously someone who, I guess, JL, and they're walking around pretending to be me on Discord. So, hey, have I arrived finally? I've gotten death threats. I've gotten death threats. I've got death threats. I've gotten doxing. People who tried to dox me. And now I got people imitating me on Discord. Yeah.
I would say you've arrived.
Sweet.
You have to do the video where you've got like the really flamboyant stuff, and then you slide in from camera and you throw off the jacket. I have arrived, bitches. Or something like that.
It was like fucking you sound like Leslie Jordan. Oh, what are you bitches up to?
There you go. Something. You gotta do something like that.
Tim Bolton says, "Good night from the city." That's the opening scene from Romero's Day of the Dead. So awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah. Awesome, Tim Boldman. And Stephen Cabrera says, hope you guys get a chance to join me on my Saturday streams. Would be a fun time, I think. Great time today. Glad I could join in. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you, Stephen Cabrera.
All right, score.
Really appreciate it. And Fred Knotts says, Laters from the land of the mountaineers. Thank you, Fred Knotts. Appreciate you coming out. So let's wrap it. What have you got going on?
That's a long conversation, JL. That's another 3 hours.
Well, but I mean, obviously not going to spoil anything.
No,
but
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm
give us the taste. Give us the tasty tidbits.
Tasty tidbits.
Lead me on. Where's my crumbs to the meal?
I thought I was going to be able to go to print or go to print with the Kent Hovind story this week or last week. No, not going to happen. It's probably going to be a week, maybe two. It's going to be a minute because there's a lot of new information that got dumped on me in the past 48 hours. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to sift through. I'm going to have to rewrite my entire story to add in all the new information. But look out for that because that's going to be a good one. And then, of course, I've got all the stuffs. Got all the stuffs going on. We've got the Pink Fund. Don't forget, guys, the Pink Fund. If you want to get involved with the Pink Fund, you can do the direct donation link to the Pink Fund, or you can do the PayPal donation link. Either way, it doesn't matter. If you want to do your whatever, in Europe or wherever you're at, whatever breast cancer fund you want to donate to, you do that. I just want to get people involved. But yeah,
absolutely. Cool. Awesome. Well, I mean, the stuff that people are pretty familiar with what I got going on. Obviously, here on this channel, I've got my next creative video coming up, which will be next week. Yeah. And that will be me taking down Cornelius Van Til, the father of presuppositional apologetics. I'm taking a hard look at that man and kind of like breaking that apart so people understand it. Not only the argument, but just how bad it is, where it came from, the history of it, just how atrocious it is. I also am still working on some bigger projects that I hope to that I have coming out soon. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned to this channel here. Like I said, channel memberships are available. If you subscribe to the channel, you obviously get notification like this. I appreciate all of you guys for your support, especially all my channel members. You get the
Crytangelo emoji, which is worth 99 cents.
Crytangelo emoji, which is worth the 99 cents a month. And of course, I'm adding the Matt Powell one as well. Matt Powell, the banana. I'm doing a banana with a doctor thing on it, which I think would just be hilarious. So I'm actually going to make that immediately and add it to the folder. So once we get enough members, those unlock, I can drop the new emojis. This is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So thank you, Commander Darklight and Charlie Welch. So that's what's going on this channel. Interesting stuff, taking down Van Til, Christianity as a cult, and of course, doing live streams, hopefully talking with theists who don't ghost me anymore because I'm getting a little tired of that. But we'll see if anybody decides to show up. I still have yet to hear from Effed Up World. If that's ever going to happen.
Do you have his email address?
I don't.
Okay, I'll take care of it. I'll email right now.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's set that up because I'm chomping at the bit. I'm champing at the bit if you depending upon your source. Over on Week in Horror, we have all kinds of cool stuff. We are in the spookiest month of the year, and we're in the spookiest month of the year. Week in Horror is having a lot of fun over there. We've got cool stuff coming up. We have a bloodbath debate coming up, which is going to be the Warlock from the Warlock series versus Nyx from Lord of Illusions. I'm excited about this. It's going to be me versus Eugene as to who's going to win in that debate. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, our After Dark coming up. We have screenwriter, actor, and producer Frank Farrell from Spooky, Street Trash, and a number of other great, just classic, awesome films, good horror stuff. Is going to be on the show on the 20th. So please come out. It's going to be that. It's one of the biggest names we've had on here. I'm totally excited. Frank is going to be amazing. We're going to look back at some classic shit, and then we're going to have him on the After Dark. It's going to be so much. It's going to be a blast. If you have questions for him, get those at weekinhorror@gmail.com. Check us out over there. We have all kinds of cool stuff. But other than that, then we got Halloween coming up. So yay, Halloween! It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have a new member. Thank you so much, Glass Monster, who has joined the Godless Army. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, Glass Monster, for joining the Godless Army. You now have access to all of the cool emojis. And another one, holy shit, Regios has joined the Godless Army. Thank you so much, Regios, for your support. You both now have access to all of the cool emojis that we have. The crying Otangelo emoji, Darth with red duct tape, Donut Earth, flying spaghetti monster, all kinds of cool stuff. And enjoy your new channel membership badges. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. You guys help me do what I do here. But yeah, cool stuff on Week in Horror, cool stuff on this channel. Johnny's got big, huge things coming up. I cannot wait to see where that comes out. It's going to be fucking amazing. You're going to blow the fucking doors off, dude. It's like no joke. I mean, people think I'm being hyperbolic. You're going to blow the fucking doors off.
So it's a legitimate story too. This is really tough. I'm gonna have to make some very difficult decisions after I publish.
This is not some, oh, let's look at the Karen because she's an idiot. It's not.
No.
This is real world implications.
Yep.
I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to spoil shit, but holy fuck, dude. You're going to blow the doors clean off of this one. Stay tuned. Absolutely. Yeah. Stay tuned. The plot hole. He's over there. He's not over here. He's over there. Subscribe. Seriously. Guys, holy fuck.
Yep.
I can only say that. Damn. I mean, shit. Anyway, yeah, but
I need to forward you this email.
We got amazing stuff coming up. Really incredible stuff. Some of it entertaining, some of it earth-shaking. We'll simply say that. So thank you so much to my channel members. Thank you so much to everyone who came out. You guys are absolutely amazing. You helped make this channel what it is. I could not do it without you. I honestly couldn't. So to everybody, I really appreciate it. And of course, thank you, Johnny O, for taking the time to come out and hang out with me and talk about stuff and have some laughs and kind of look at the state of things. Love you all very, very much. Is that anything, closing remark, Johnny, or you got anything?
You guys are amazing.
Every single one of you. As always, be safe, be excellent to each other. And together, we can bridge the divide.